Citroen Sebastian Loeb win Rally Deutschland for the second year in a row. Outstanding on tarmac, he's already triumphed in Monte Carlo this season. But he's got a double world champion on his tail. Gronholm's won 15 rallies, but they've all been on gravel. Loeb hasn't got that kind of experience, but in these parts, he's king. 5 seconds is all that separates the rivals, and look at the battle below. Ford's Marco Martin is third, but he's being chased by Colin McRae and Richard Burns, who's fighting to protect his championship lead. We've already seen twisting vineyard stages. There've been slippery tank testing grounds, plus top speeds and corner cutting in Saarland. And don't forget the weather. Sudden cloud bursts turn tyre choice into a lottery. Based around the city of Trier on the borders of France and Luxembourg, this is the only rally run in Central Europe. Fans from all over the continent will be watching today's final 6 stages. A misty start to the final day, but no signs of rain just yet. Out of the starting blocks and ready to do battle, Marcus Gronholm. The Finn grew up on gravel, where it's all about controlling the car as it slides around the stages because of the loose surface. But here on tarmac, he needs a different driving style altogether. Braking later and straight line driving through the corners to carry greater speed. There's no doubt that he's adapting well to this driving style, but after 79 rallies, that first victory on tarmac still eludes the double world champion. Sebastian Loeb's rallying background is the complete opposite to Gronholm's. He grew up on the French tarmac roads, and so the rising star has lots of experience on this surface, even though this is only his 32nd rally. The Frenchman has 2 World Rally wins to his credit, and both victories were on tarmac. Another win here, and he'd be right in the thick of the battle for the championship.
This surface is not his best, but Marcus is really pushing hard here. Oh, he's very late on the brakes here. He's very lucky to get away with that. He just gets the slot in time. He will have lost some time here. Driving very well, nice and smooth, a very tight line round there, keeping the momentum going. These cuts are absolutely vital. You can just take it a little bit quicker. Oh, he's very late into that. Oh, that's quite a nasty hit there. Yeah, he's not so happy.
Started this stage with a 5.5 second cushion over Gronholm. So let's see how much of an advantage he has after the Finns incident. The gap has more than doubled. Loeb extends his lead. The Citroen team are delighted.
Virtual spectator, let us compare Gronholm and Loeb as they approach the junction where the Finn damaged his car. Gronholm is matching the tarmac expert, but then look what happens. Loeb has braked much earlier. Gronholm has misjudged his braking point and hits the curbstones. The tarmac expert shows us it's not all about driving flat out. The Finn's car is damaged, and that's going to cost him even more time.
This is the damage.
Dear.
So there's a bit of work to be done for Gronholm between stages. Colin McRae has come out fighting this morning and sets the quickest stage time. The Scott is chasing down Marco Martin for third. The Estonian's cause isn't helped by the fact that his co-driver is feeling unwell. Richard Burns is pushing hard to extend his championship lead. He overshoots at exactly the same place as Gronholm. And amazingly, so too did Petter Solberg. So 5 stages to go and Sebastian Loeb extends his lead ahead of Gronholm. But Martin's facing increasing pressure from Colin McRae for that final podium place. Richard Burns claims to love these classic tarmac stages through the vineyards.
Fast right plus OK.
And it's reflected in his speed. The Englishman is very quick.
Long 40. Long slight crest.
But not as quick as fellow countryman Colin McRae. The Scot is absolutely stunning this morning and sets the fastest time on 2 stages in a row. That puts immense pressure on Marco Martin, who's been suffering with mechanical problems throughout the rally.
Hairpin right. 30, short 5 left, tightens minus, hair. Something's wrong with the dips, isn't it?
The front differential is broken and he has to complete the rest of the stage with rear-wheel drive only. How much bad luck can he have? The car is now handling very badly, stepping out sideways, and Martin's just thankful he's on tarmac rather than gravel.
Right, don't cut, 3 left in. 50,
Martin goes as fast as he can, but he drops below McRae on the leaderboard, and now he's only 2 seconds ahead of Richard Burns.
Something broken in transmission, we have only 2-wheel drive.
Huge question marks remain regarding the new car's reliability.
I think the performance here is there for everybody to see, and with such a new car, I know one thing, I'd rather be in this position of setting 5 fastest times yesterday than sort of having a new car and not being competitive. So I think the great thing is that we are very confident that these sort of reliability issues we can address. And with 3 asphalt rallies to go towards the end of the season, I think we're going to be in a very strong position.
Problems too for second place Marcus Gronholm, who's still struggling with his steering, allowing Sebastian Loeb to extend his lead. The gap has now increased to 15 seconds. Colin McRae's moved above Martin, while teammate Carlos Sainz is down in 7th. The last stage of the morning sees Sainz set the fastest time. The Spaniard is aiming for some valuable championship points, as he's currently lying 2nd in the standings. And he needs to impress as he's fighting with Colin McRae to secure a drive at Citroen next year.
Flat left plus in, 120.
Richard Burns appears to be benefiting from his road position. Rain is forecast and he needs to try to get through the stage on his slicks before the heavens open.
50, flat right, cut long, 40. Long slight crest, 60.
76 right.
Marco Martin's trying to handle the focus with just rear-wheel drive, and conditions are made even more difficult when it starts to rain. He's 43 seconds off the pace of stage winner Sainz. Colin McRae's had a great start to the final day, but the roads are getting more slippery by the minute. Once Once again on this rally, the changeable weather conditions make tyre choice a lottery.
270. 5 right, tightens and narrows, straight 170. 50. Left
McRae
and
drops
right.
below Burns and out of a podium position.
Stage is clear for Colin.
Well, that's knackered that.
Right.
At the end of day 2, Marcus Gronholm claimed he could win the rally if it rained on the final day, and it looks like his prayers have been answered. But he's still got to beat this man, Sebastian Loeb. But the Frenchman is starting to struggle in the wet. At the start of the day, he led by 5.5 seconds. On stage 17, Marcus Gronholm's steering problems play into the hands of Loeb. Another quick time on the following stage and the gap increases to 15 seconds. But look at the difference the rain makes. Gronholm's right back in contention. With the benefit of that dry run, Burns is ahead of McRae and Martin. Sainz is up to 6th, while Petter Solberg is now in the points after overhauling Panizzi. In the Rally Deutschland via Immersat, both the Hyundais of Freddie Loix and Armin Schwarz are looking to improve on their recent reliability record. In the service park, local hero Armin Schwarz is relieved to see his Hyundai mechanics as he's suffering with a fuel problem. There are just 20 minutes for all the teams to make any repairs before the final 3 stages.
Colin, can you make it onto the podium?
Yeah, at the moment anything's possible, especially with this weather. So,
Sebastian, Marcus Gronholm has shown it's easy to make mistakes today.
Sure, and we were close to make some mistakes in the last one because it was wet for us, it was raining, and at the starting line, Marcus, when he started, it was dry, and when I started 2 minutes behind him, it was wet, but now we are leading with 9 seconds, 0.6. That's not enough to slow down, and we have to continue.
You said last night, if it was raining today, you could win. Can you win?
Still it's possible, but I lost too much maybe on the first one when I did a mistake, so I'm not sure.
Tyre choice for the last 3 stages?
It will be wet tires, but it will be raining, I think.
How on earth do you make a tyre choice now when you're taking stages in 2 hours' time? Virtually impossible.
It's really difficult. I mean, we're lucky because we have got somebody here to help us with the weather forecast. It's pretty accurate. But sure, I mean, the last stage, we don't do it for another 3.5 or 4 hours. And to predict what the weather's going to be then is quite tricky. It's raining more now anyway.
It's such a big decision. Tyre covers hide the Peugeot choice from spying eyes. A human barrier provides extra protection for the team's secrets. The Ford mechanics are working flat out on Martin's Focus. The clock is ticking, and even the team boss provides a helping hand.
We've looked at the center diff, the front diff, and the shaft. We can't find anything broken.
Despite everybody's efforts, Martin picks up a time penalty for leaving service 2 minutes late. Anyone would feel despondent after what Martin has suffered on this rally. But it's a remarkable comeback. The Estonian doesn't give up, and despite the frustrations of the day, sets the quickest time on the next 2 stages.
6 left, 20, 6 right in, 130.
That's why Martin
left.
could be a future world champion. His teammate Francois Duval is going well too. until a stall loses the Belgian crucial seconds. That lets in double world champion Carlos Sainz.
Atención, izquierda abrirse, izquierda acá en cuarta, en la izquierda en cruce, no cortar. Para derecha acá corta, ras. Para izquierda acá se cierra poco y ras. Para derecha buena más cierra, rasante, sucia y ras.
The Spaniard moves up to 6th place. If he can hold that, he'll gain an extra championship point. Colin McRae's pushing hard.
And long 6 right, opens over
but
crest,
perhaps a little too hard.
6 left, and right, tightens the 5 lane, is cut. The right tightens the 5 lane, is cut, gravel ruts into 5 left plus line, and 6 right.
If we look at it again, it was a big impact, and he's fortunate to get away with it. But it looks as if it's going to cost him a podium finish.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Nothing bent or anything?
No. Lucky?
Very lucky.
On day 1, Richard Burns led the rally. But he started the final day down in 5th and trying to fight his way back up the leaderboard. Marcus Gronholm is still in the fight for the lead, but he's running out of stages.
Marcus, what's the problem?
Slippery. Oh.
The tyres are looking very worn out now.
Yes, really. Oh. Because we have to do one more.
Sebastian Loeb is close to victory. But he knows that Gronholm will push him all the way.
Let's just compare them as we come to the end of this exciting rally. As we're breaking into this slippery corner, a much nicer line on the inside by Gronholm and sliding wide on the exit is Loeb.
The gap between Loeb and Gronholm is now 13 seconds. Burns moves ahead of McRae, but the Scot is only 7 seconds behind, and he'll be fighting all the way to the finish. In 2002, local hero Armin Schwarz crashed out of his home event. 12 months on, and he finishes the rally.
Left 4 short minus, right into 4 short bump.
So too does teammate Freddie Loix. Reliability improved. It's the first time both Hyundais have completed an event since Sweden. Gilles Panizzi is still recovering from a cracked rib, but considering he was the rally favourite, he won't be happy with 10th place. Petter Solberg won Cyprus a month ago. 4 weeks on, and the Norwegian's been feeling unwell in Germany, but he perked up on the final day and is rewarded with 8th place and a crucial championship point. Solberg's former teammate Marco Martin finishes 5th. He's the most inexperienced team leader in the championship, but rally after rally, the Estonian produces the goods, despite all the teething problems with the new car. Carlos Sainz claims 6th position and 3 points to hang on to 2nd place in the standings. He's now finished 11 rallies in a row. But in Germany, Sainz is outscored by teammate Colin McRae, who finishes 4th. It's going to be a difficult decision for Citroen to choose between these two for next year. Richard Burns is still aiming for that first win with Peugeot.
Inside 100.
But another podium finish for the British driver means he extends his championship lead.
Richard finished the stage.
Thanks to both of you. We are waiting for Marcus to finish, and you did a good job, and it's nice for you and for all of us. Thank you. See you here at the service.
But Burns is beaten by teammate Marcus Gronholm yet again. The Finn completes the rally as the leading Peugeot. Loeb hasn't got victory in the bag just yet. It's going to be a nerve-wracking drive to the finish, as his team lets him know he's only 3 seconds ahead with half of the stage still to go. Gronholm wants his first tarmac rally win, and he's not going to give up without a fight.
Muta. 8 ja vasen hidas risteys, mutaa. Tässä on muuta. Maali.
He sets a tough target for Loeb to beat. So let's watch Loeb to the end to see if he can claim the victory on the slippery surface. Loeb has to beat 10:45.7 to win the rally. He's done it. He's slower than Gronholm on the stage, but it doesn't matter. He successfully defended his German title.
Congratulations, winner.
Yes, thank you. But Marcus was very fast in the last. I think he will slow down a little bit. But of course, I had a medium point in the stage where I know I'm a lot behind him, and I pushed to the end. Only 3 seconds, I think, difference between him and me.
Sebastian Loeb takes the win, while Gronholm finishes second, with teammate Richard Burns third. Further down the leaderboard, it's a disappointing result for Gilles Panizzi, while the Hyundais of Freddie Loix and Armin Schwarz finish 11th and 12th.
Sebastian, congratulations, 2 wins in 2 years.
Yes, 2 wins, and what a hard win. It was very difficult. We had to fight since the beginning of the race, and now we won. It's okay, but it was very difficult.
Special to win in front of all your home fans as well.
Yes, it's always, because it's the second time, it's always a pleasure to win here, because I have a lot of fans. It's the rally which is the most near from my home, and to win here, I have all my fans here, and that's very nice.
Marcus, second overall is a great result, but when are you going to win that first asphalt rally?
How can I know that? Now it was close, but maybe the mistake in the morning cost us the win. But okay, we will see in the end of the year when we have these 3 rallies on the asphalt if I can do it.
Richard, still leading the championship, but this one's been a tough one for you.
It was really difficult, especially today. When it's been raining on and off, we've been on the right tyres, the wrong tyres, and a lot of mud on the road as well today. So been quite tricky, quite fun, and nice to finish in a good position.
A podium place means that Richard Burns still leads the championship, while Carlos Sainz is his closest rival. Maximum points for Sebastian Loeb means he moves up to 4th. But no points scored for Tommy Mäkinen, Tony Gardemeister and Didier Auriol, who all retired. Peugeot retain their lead in the Manufacturers' Championship, but Citroen have closed the gap. Just 1 point separates Ford from Subaru in the battle for 3rd. The Mossad Star of the Rally Award in Germany goes to Marco Martin. He was quickest on 10 of the event's 22 stages, and his drive to come back from 10th to 3rd on Saturday was inspired. Marco decided to share his victory with his co-driver Michael Park and his gravel and tyre crews for all their help over the weekend. Marco gets $5,000 to give to the charity of his choice. In 2 weeks' time, the World Rally Championship heads to Finland for the classic fast and flowing gravel stages, and expect the Scandinavians to dominate what is a classic in the calendar. Action-packed weekend, and Rally Deutschland via Mossad has been a thriller. We'll see you next time, but if you can't wait until then, catch all the news on WRC.com. Finland, Marcus Gronholm is king, winning his home event for 3 years in a row. But this year he's under immense pressure. Marco Martin's come from across the Baltic Sea with an army of Estonian fans. He's beating the world champion, but by the narrowest of margins. At the end of day one, the pair were neck and neck. They were both loving the fight. It's going to be thrilling to watch Martin defend his 2.5-second lead over Gronholm. Look out for the other big battle too. Richard Burns, Colin McRae, Petter Solberg and Carlos Sainz are all in with a chance of third. The other end of the leaderboard is packed with local talent, and in the middle of them all, the Belgian duo of Freddie Loix and Francois Duval. Don't be fooled by the tranquility of the Finnish forest. In here, it's a battlefield. Lying in wait, one of the most formidable tests in the World Rally Championship.
Ouninpohja.
This is where Tony Gardemeister had one of the biggest smashes of his career. And where Richard Burns' chances of winning last year were smashed on the famous Finland jumps. Based around Jyväskylä, the rally route radiates out into the Finnish countryside. 500,000 fans will be packing the stages to watch the drama unfold. Mikko Hirvonen has been told by Ford to attack right from the start. And utilise his knowledge of these Finnish roads. Hirvonen has had a disappointing rally and it's going from bad to worse. His focus is on fire at the end of the day's opening stage, a problem that would later lead to his retirement. Another Finn, Harry Robben-Pera, is going well, but his efforts are also in vain after yesterday's steering problems. A good result in Finland will boost Carlos Sainz's title campaign, but in the battle for fourth, the Spaniard is slower than his rivals, so he stays sixth overall. Petter Solberg's quicker than Sainz on stage 11 and protects his fifth position. But on a rally where precision is everything, the Norwegian is struggling with his pace notes, and that's not good news.
Into 5, left bus, opens.
That pace was not very good there, Phil.
No, there's a couple of distances there which threw the whole thing.
Colin McRae makes a great start to the second day. The former world champion gives himself some breathing space from the chasing pack. His fourth place is secure. McRae's now chasing fellow countryman Richard Burns for third. But Burns is even faster on the stage. Marcus Gronholm is psyching himself up for the battle that lies ahead with Marco Martin.
150 ja nyppy oikea laita 5. Vasen eri
On these
jouhee
tricky
5 ja
stages, the
oikea
world champion
nopea.
knows that he'll need maximum concentration if he wants to avoid a
7 ja
mistake.
oikea pitkä eri tiukka. Oikea eri jatku, oikea eri tiukka sumppu. Ja vasen pitkä eri
That slight slip gives Martin a chance, but can he take advantage and extend his lead?
Remember, Martin was 2.6 seconds up. He's trying hard.
6 minus right.
He's going to be close.
55 minus right.
No, but he's actually slower than Gronholm. Now less than 1 second behind.
Marco, first stage of the morning. How was it?
Quite difficult. We had a good rhythm at the beginning. But then I heard the split time, we were too faster than Marcus, and then I got distracted with that and lost the rhythm, and it took a lot of time back at the end of the stage.
The gap between the leaders is reduced to just 0.7 of a second. Richard Burns has a comfortable cushion in third, but just look at the drivers behind him, so there's plenty of battles in store. Ouninpohja, one of the most famous stages in the world. 10,000 Marco Martin fans from Estonia are competing with the local support as they prepare to watch a real spectacle, while distance markers at the side of the road will show just how far the cars will fly through the air.
This is the most demanding stage of the rally. Why demanding? There are 33 kilometers of rolling crests and jumps, all at very high speeds, and it's almost continuous. Here there's also the longest jump of the rally, where crews can fly up to 10 car lengths. All the competitors are nervous at the start. For the drivers that know it, they have to be inch perfect, because they are totally committed at very high speed to a racing line. For those that don't, it's a slow time or even worse.
Harry Rovanperä is no stranger to Ouninpohja. He may be out of contention, but he really is flying. He lost over 20 minutes yesterday because of steering problems, and he's really pushing to make up time.
3, lyhyt oikein helppo, jatkaa nyppy vasenlaita. Oi vittu!
It's a big hit. Just look at his co-driver's reaction. Rovanperä is forced to retire.
He's missed his line coming over that jump. He's jumped too far. At this next crest, he's offline. He's too much on the inside. He tries to steer out of the inside that corner. There's only one place he's going, into the trees.
Tony Gardemeister is struggling with the new Skoda Fabia, which is making its debut on gravel this weekend. And that's frustrating for the Finn, who's looking for a good result on his home event. But Gardemeister shows that experience counts for everything. As he fearlessly tackles the huge jumps. In contrast, let's look at Sebastian Loeb. The Frenchman won on tarmac in Germany, but he's clearly struggling on the gravel of Finland and is down in 7th place. Not the case for teammate Colin McRae. The Scot is driving with real aggression in top gear. You can see how fast he's going as he approaches this jump. That was a jump of nearly 50 meters. McRae's 3rd quickest on the stage. Richard Burns is apprehensive. Last year, the former world champion misjudged this very jump, and it lost him the rally lead, so he's not going to make the same mistake 12 months on. Just look at the difference between Burns and the high-flying Colin McRae. While these drivers battle it out for 3rd place, the 2 leaders are pulling away. On Ouninpohja, Gronholm knows it inch perfect. Very tidy over the jump, keeping the speed up. And here you can see very straight line, carrying that maximum speed. That's the way you get a fastest time. Braking nice and straight, keeping it neat around the hairpin. So much confidence, waving to the fans. How much style is that? Marco Martin is showing that Ouninpohja is a legendary flat-out blast from crest to crest, but he needs to set a time of 15:31.6 to keep hold of his lead.
Flat right long, tightens too easy.
It's nowhere near enough. Gronholm's back out in front.
There are hundreds of jumps in Finland, and drivers are always debating on how to take them. You have seen McRae's commitment earlier, and here his Citroen is faster than his rivals. If we stop him on the crest of the longest jump of the event, he's carrying a lot of speed. Now look at his Peugeot rivals at the same point. You can't separate Gronholm and Burns, but McRae's a massive 30 kilometers faster, flies much higher and further. Fast here, but not the fastest on this stage, so the debate goes on.
After 2 of the day's 7 stages of WRC Rally Finland via Immersat, Gronholm takes the lead once again. Burns Evans is still safe in third, and McRae is holding off Solberg in fourth.
I understand you had a few problems on the first stage this morning.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little bit with the flow. I couldn't get 100% into the rhythm, but that's how it is sometimes.
Just explain for us how important pace notes are.
On a stage like that, it's absolutely vitally important because there are so many crests and jumps, and without information of knowing which side of the crest you need to be on before you take off, ready for the next corner and how tight the next corner is, you'd have absolutely no chance, and I'm sure it'd end up in a quick trip to the trees.
If you're honest, it was always going to be very, very difficult to beat Marcus Gronholm on Ouninpohja.
Yeah, yes, it is a difficult stage, but we can do better than that. So hopefully next time we have a good run through it. So I'm looking forward to the next 3 stages. Then we'll try very, very hard. So this morning we're not trying hard enough, I think.
Marcus, you've retaken the lead, but a very big moment for you on stage 11, I understand.
No, yeah, it was a little bit close, yes, but not in the high speed, but anyway we were down in the ditch, yes, it's true.
Marco Martin says he's got a bit of speed in reserve. Have you?
He said so. Okay, we will see. I don't have much, no.
Hyundai could be about to benefit from the retirement of the second Skoda, with Tony Gardemeister out with a broken cam belt. The Korean team are aiming for both cars to reach the finish for the second rally in a row, and that would mean valuable manufacturers' points. Jusso Pigalisto is the best of the Finnish young guns, but he's not familiar with Urja. He lands heavily after the jump and smashes his windscreen. Colin McRae's future with Citroen hangs in the balance. That maiden win with the French team still eludes him, so the Scot is aiming for an impressive performance in the latter half of the season. And he's certainly achieving that so far this weekend, beating both his teammates Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Loeb.
Open into 6-right over into 6-right over jump, maybe a lane, and 6-right through dip.
The jumps are so big in Urja that Richard Burns is using 3rd or 4th gears rather than top speeds, and it seems to work.
Caution, slight left 50, slight left to left, big jump 120. Jump maybe.
The stage is just 10 kilometres long, and yet the former world champion is 2 seconds faster than any of his rivals.
And slight left on jump.
Urja's unfamiliar territory for 3 times winner Marcus Gronholm, but he's 2nd quickest on the stage. His Peugeot 206 is strong on this type of terrain due to its effective suspension, faultless traction and excellent top speed.
Kolme vaseri, tiukka älä. 7 oikein täysyli Nypyn. 8 ja Nyppy 4 oikein eri kivi ihan sisällä.
It's a case of déjà vu for his rival Marco Martin.
Preston 6 minus fast.
The Estonian is struggling with electrical problems.
30, 6 right tightens to 6
the
minus.
The 27-year-old must be wondering if this focus is going to let him down yet again when 50, he's challenging for the rally lead.
100, jump maybe, 40, 6 minus right.
Fortunately, the problem doesn't
50,
appear to be costing him too much time.
135 left.
13 stages gone of WRC Rally Finland via Imarsat, and Marcus Gronholm now leads by 4.6 seconds. Whatever Martin's problem turns out to be, it's an anxious time for the team, as he has to complete a further 2 stages before heading back to service. Next up, the second run through the fans' favourite, Ouninpohja. Tommy Mäkinen has contested his home event 15 times, but this year it's proving to be a frustrating rally. The Finn is struggling with punctures.
Pitkä oikea ripus helppo ja pitkä vasen täys 200.
Petter Solberg's fans have made the trip from Norway.
Minus slippy, maybe half long, opens to keep left of a crest, 16.
But their hero is agitated. He too has a problem with tyres.
Terrible.
I lost so much from the start hill.
Yeah, well, what else can you do?
I had the biggest moose problem in my whole life, I think. I'm completely knackered.
What, he was on the side of the road?
Huh?
The moose.
The moose in the tire, the ATS, is massive vibration.
Fellow young gun Sebastian Loeb has limited experience in this event, but the talented driver is a quick learner. He goes third quickest on the second run through this stage. His teammate Carlos Sainz has also picked up his game and his pace, so this rally is starting to look promising for Citroen. McRae is the team's leading driver. The Scot blasts over the jumps and crests to claim stage honours with his eye on third place. Incredibly, the former world champion booked into time control too early at the start of the stage. He's given a 1-minute time penalty and he drops down to 6th.
50, 6 minus right, fast, narrows, easy left.
Despite struggling with the electronics on his Focus, Marco Martin still looks spectacular. But Marcus Gronholm must be aware that his rally rival has got problems and he's pushing hard.
We have something broken in the front and we still have 5 kilometers to go. Something went broken.
He's lost a wheel. Just look how slowly Gronholm is driving on the final part of the stage.
I don't know what happened. Suddenly I lost the brakes and I don't know. We have not touched anything. It was big surprise. I don't know what happened.
The world champion retires and his run of victories here in Finland comes to an end. One man to benefit from all the drama is Richard Burns. Following the retirement of his teammate, the Englishman moves up to 2nd overall, and he's now fighting for the rally lead. Immediately, Burns rises to the challenge and goes quickest on stage 15. He closes the gap to 13 seconds, while Carlos Sainz moves ahead of Petter Solberg to claim 3rd. But it's an unhappy Colin McRae who heads back to service after his co-driver's schoolboy error.
Derek, it's never easy to talk to co-drivers about mistakes, but what did happen?
It was quite simple. I handed my time card over before I should have. Colin and I were talking about the stage in the car immediately before Ouninpohja, and I really wasn't concentrating on what I should have been at that moment. I was thinking about the stage. Simple as that.
Colin, you're never one to hide your feelings. You must be very angry about this mistake.
Yeah, I mean, a bit disappointed, really. I mean, it was going well, and you know, it's the mistakes made, so we've got to try and fight back as best we can.
Meanwhile, there's a hive of activity over at Ford.
Marco, some anxious times for you. What happened out there?
Immediately after we left service, we found out there was quite a major problem with the electronics. I don't know, there was some kind of virus inside. Just the car went sick. Nothing really worked. Like the differential problems didn't work, the dashboard, engine, everything was sort of off working, and it was quite difficult to do 3 stages like that. So it was very hard work to drive the car without normal systems, and it was quite dangerous in places.
McRae is aiming to put the day's frustrations behind him. The Scot is trying desperately to claw back some time and climb up the leaderboard. And initially it appears to be going well.
This is a narrow but very fast piece of road, and McRae's a man on a mission here. It's very soft, we're always using every inch of the road. But when you're in 6th gear, this commitment, you can make a lot of time.
And long left, tightens to 5.
Oh, he's turned in there, he's a bit sideways, he's on the soft stuff on the outside. Well, the sill's dug in, that's a big accident.
Okay, you all right?
The car's a total wreck. McRae and Ringer are very lucky to get out of this without a scratch.
Colin, an unfortunate end to Rally Finland for you. What happened?
Just got caught in the sand on the outside of a very fast left-hander here, and it pulled the car in, but it dug into the sand and rolled over.
Finland doesn't bring you too much luck, but you're both okay?
Yeah, both okay. Just be a bit stiff tomorrow.
The Citroen driver has to find another way to get home, but his co-driver has been left behind. Richard Burns amazingly suffers the same problem as Peugeot teammate Marcus Gronholm. A collapsed wheel bearing cost him almost a minute. Burns is now facing pressure from Carlos Sainz. The Englishman holds on to second, but the Spaniard is just 3/10 of a second behind. And Burns had better watch out as Petter Solberg is also on his tail. The gap between the two drivers is just half a second, so there's a real battle in store tomorrow. After all the disappointments of recent rallies, for once Marco Martin is lucky. Despite all his problems, he finishes the day as he started, in the lead. And it's looking almost certain that for the first time in 11 years, Rally Finland will be won by a non-Finnish driver. Martin goes into the final day with a comfortable lead, but just half a second separates Burns, Sainz and Solberg. Freddie Loix is the best of the Hyundais in 10th, while Martin's teammate Francois Duval is 1 place behind in 11th.
Carlos third at the end of the second day of the rally, and there's going to be a big battle tomorrow for second.
Yeah, I think it's quite tight at the moment. Just a few tenths. It's like the rally start for us tomorrow. Just fighting for second, third, and fourth. But we'll see how it goes.
Richard, you dropped a minute on that final stage. What happened?
Towards the end of the previous stage, we started to lose the brakes and feel something wrong in the front of the car, and the wheel bearing was going. We just carried on the road section, and halfway through, took it steady in the last stage. Halfway through, the wheel bearing collapsed completely. So we just made sure we got through the stage and got back here.
Marco, with a lead of well over a minute, you must feel you can win tomorrow.
I think if we avoid problems and keep the car on the road, it should be no problem. But it's still 100 kilometers to go, so like we have seen today, on rallies everything can happen. But I hope we had our problems today, and it should be okay tomorrow.
Drama, excitement and retirement. Stage 2 of Rally Finland has had it all. And with just 6 stages remaining, tomorrow promises to be a thrilling showdown. But if you can't wait until then, log on to WRC.com for all the latest news from Evascular. Here in the heartland of Argentina, there's a fiesta of action that's thrilling thousands of fans. Welcome to WRC Rally Argentina. Already there's been 2 days of stunning driving and fierce competition, and now it's crunch time. You're about to see a classic battle for victory. And this is the arena, the mountains around the city of Cordoba, northwest of Buenos Aires. In store today, over 100 kilometers of roads that twist and turn through the mountainsides. This is no Sunday drive. As Marcus Gronholm knows only too well, there's been more twists and turns in the reigning world champions' rally fortunes than there has been on the roads. At the start of day one, he was on fire and built a healthy lead. But a rock ripped his wheel off. He lost 2 minutes and slipped down to 6th. Undeterred, he set his sights on catching the men in front and the almost impossible task of victory. At the start of day 2, he caught and passed Sebastian Loeb. Next to fall was Harry Robert. His biggest rival, Richard Burns, conceded 3rd place at the end of the day. Carlos Sainz was in the lead and loving it, but there was a mix-up at service. Sainz went in too early, a bitter blow for the Spaniard. He was handed a 1-minute time penalty. Through no fault of his own, he lost the lead and fell to 3rd. Gronholm's now 2nd with no intention of stopping there. But first he'll have to catch rally leader Marco Martin. Martin's had a stunning drive and it's going to be a hard fight to wrench the lead from him. If he wins, it will be his first ever WRC victory. To get there, he needs to survive 5 grueling stages and the immense pressure of having the 2-time world champion on his tail. It's just 15 seconds that separate the leading pair and Martin's by no means safe. There's a battle for 3rd too, just 3 seconds split Richard Burns and Carlos Sainz. As the drivers arrive at the first of the day stages, there's a little time left to relax before it's down to business.
This week I mostly been eating steak.
Everyone has their eye on the fight up front, but opinion is split as to who'll come out on top.
Faster, faster! It's okay.
Who will be the winner?
Marco Martin, no?
Marcus is quite strong. Either Marco is a little bit ahead and Marcus is going very fast, so both are. It's going to be difficult.
Well, it could have been really good fun for Marco Martin to win. You know, he really deserved it. He had done a very good job in many rallies. So, but Marcus is going to be a tough guy.
Are you intimidated by this double world champion? He's so very fast.
I think he's a bit of pain for everybody. He's too fast sometimes, but it's no point to moan about that he's too quick. We have to make sure we are quicker.
Maybe he can be a bit nervous, yes, but if it's affect his driving, I don't know. Let's see.
Would you be nervous in his situation if you had yourself chasing you?
Maybe. I remember my first win in Sweden 2000 when Tommy was pushing behind me, so it was quite nervous.
Everybody's expecting you to win today. Do you feel the pressure?
No, I don't feel any pressure, but Carlos is still there also, not far behind, and he is going fast.
But now it's time to stop talking and start rallying. It's time to get into the day's first stage.
Being used for the 2nd time, the crews are very familiar with this stage. The conditions, though, have changed dramatically, and it's this uphill section which is now exceptionally rutted and quite deep in places. This is going to give the transmission a hard time with masses of wheel spin, and of course it's going to cause extra tyre wear. When they pass over the top of the hill, we've got that same flat-out section on a hard rocky base, then twisty towards the finish, making it, again, difficult on tyres.
Argentina! Argentina!
Constructors' Championship and only 1 point in the Drivers' Competition for Armin Schwarz. He's looking to better that here. He's 7th and on for 2 points. This is the second Ford Focus and it's driven by Francois Duval. The Belgian's having gearbox problems. He loses 4th, 5th and 6th gear. He's finding the car hard to handle and he's losing time. The first Peugeot into Capilla del Monte is Harry Rovanperez. The Finn needs to impress his Peugeot team bosses here, but 5th place makes him the slowest of the team's 3 cars. Next into the stage is Rovanperez's teammate Richard Burns. He's trying as hard as he can to get on the pace of Gronholm, but feels Gronholm's driving style suits the car better than his at the moment. The Englishman may not be on Gronholm's pace, but he's definitely making Carlos Sainz's life difficult. Sainz would still be leading if it wasn't for yesterday's time penalty. But today he has to focus on holding on to 3rd. Burns has set the fastest time on the stage so far. His time is on the right. Carlos is slower on the stage and his lead over Burns is cut to just half a second. Marcus Gronholm has done an incredible job to be sitting on the start line on the final day challenging for the lead. He has just over 100 kilometres of stages today to eat into Marco Martin's 15-second lead.
7 oikein jouhea. 4. Vasen pirru pitkä hidas kirraa. Nyppy täys. 7.
Looking at co-driver Michael Park through the windscreen for the new Ford, you can see just how low the cruise is sitting. It's meant to improve weight distribution and give them more speed. It seems to be working. From the first time Martin sat behind the wheel of this new Ford Focus, he's been on the pace. A flawless run today might just keep the Peugeot at bay. But just 11 kilometres into the stage and all's not well in the car.
Super 1 for Beef. The engine is broken. The oil pressure light came on, and 30 seconds later it's gone.
Okay, Beef, thanks. Sorry about that. I'll come back in a couple of minutes to get your location.
We are still driving. Do you want us to continue? It's no power. It's like really flat. The engine is really flat, but it's still moving. Do you want us to continue or stop?
If you have no oil pressure, then stop.
Yes, it's zero oil pressure. You want us to stop, yeah?
Yes, if there is no oil pressure, then stop.
For the second rally in a row, Martin retires with engine failure and the rally has a new leader.
Kivi sisällä. Varo vielä. Maali. Stage is clear for Markus.
Eturengas on varmaan. Oi, mitä?
Marcus, I believe Marco Martin has stopped on the stage.
Aha. Boy, that was sad. Again.
So you are now rally leader?
Yes, but still we have a long way to go.
It's a remarkably calm scene around the retired Ford too, but it's a sad end to a stunning performance from Michael Park and Marco Martin.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you retire from a rally, but when you're actually leading in retire, it's harder to swallow.
What would it have meant to you to win this rally? Because this would have been your first WRC victory. This was so important for you.
Okay, we have been close a couple of times, but haven't done it so far. So we keep trying. It's a bit annoying sometimes that things are not going very smoothly, but I have to accept it and try hard in Greece, I think.
So for the 4th time this rally, it's all changed at the top. Gronholm leads. Sainz now takes second, but Burns is so close, the Spaniard's going to have to work hard on the next stage.
Early in the morning, they get severe dust problems here as there's absolutely no wind in the valley. And it's because of this problem that the organisers have given all the crews a 3-minute gap. That's to let the dust settle before the next car comes. It's still not going to be easy, as I'm sure dust will still be hanging. There's some great jumps and bumps and some water splashes towards the end, but I think it's the later crews that could be suffering with the dust. All in all, it won't be an easy stage.
Didier Auriol is the best of the two Skodas. He's in 7th place overall.
Long gauche à fond. Faites attention, droite 5 plus arbre. 5 plus arbre. Sur gauche à fond, plonge. 5 plus arbre. Sur gauche à fond, plonge. À fond, plonge. Léger droite sur gauche à fond.
More manufacturers' points on the cards for the Czech team, who've scored on every round so far this season. Francois Duval is desperate to make service. He's just lost another gear and time is slipping away from him. That's very bad news for Peter Solberg, who gets caught in his dust, and it's difficult to see ahead.
6 right minus into shot 2 left of a crest. 50. 40. Oh, I know, we just have to think about this now. 60 in of a crest, 150. Slippy braking.
And Duval can't see what's behind either.
Stefan from Malcolm, can you pull over? Peter's behind you, please.
Okay, no problem. We are stopped. We wait for him.
100. Hey.
Safely past Solberg's back on the throttle again. He sets fourth fastest time and is 5th overall. The fight for 2nd place is well and truly on. Richard Burns continues to push Carlos Sainz. He sets the fastest time and a hard target for Sainz to beat.
Opens 100. Richard finished the stage.
Yes, I think it has. Yes, it has. Hang on.
But Sainz is rising to the challenge. He knows he has to at least match Burns.
Río Barro, derecha buena más, izquierda atrás, para la izquierda rápida ojo corta, para 1, para la derecha una más corta, para la izquierda rápida ojo 2, izquierda rápida menos un poco tarde se cierra.
The pressure's not getting to the Spaniard. He's fastest on the stage. Maybe that's because Marcus Gronholm doesn't need to push too hard. He has an 18-second lead and it's best to go easy and hold on to it. So no trouble at the top, but plenty of action. As they stand, 3 French cars are heading for the podium and 2 Skodas are heading for points. There's one last service in the McRae and things are looking good for Peugeot. One driver on to win the rally and another gunning for 2nd place.
The important thing for me is to keep my head down and keep fighting with Carlos and do the best times I can. And however that is with regard to Marcus doesn't make any difference because I can just do the best I can.
There's a sombre atmosphere over at Ford. The disappointment of Martin's retirement is felt by all the team.
Malcolm, I can't imagine how you and the team feel.
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, we're all pretty gutted. I mean, we really felt that it was a big challenge for Marco this morning to be able to stay in front of Marcus. But we were, everybody's in very good spirits. We felt we got his confidence level very high this morning before he left, and obviously to hear the radio crackle into life 11 k's into the stage to say that he had an engine problem, as you can imagine, the whole team's pretty deflated.
With just 3 stages to go, the rally is about to reach a thrilling finale, but it's no easy task that lies ahead. Up first, La Falda.
A tricky start to the last group of 3 stages. Square corners and long straights from the beginning, but also a lot of water splashes and nasty rocks at the side of the road. This one, for example, on a kink, but it is flat out, but you have to be inch perfect. There's danger everywhere in here, and it's not going to be easy for those crews fighting for the lead. Most definitely, being so short, you can only lose the rally in here, not win it.
Sitting in 6th, Armin Schwarz was on for Hyundai's best result of the season so far. But the car was about to let him down. Away from the cameras, his engine failed. He was forced to retire. Once again, the Korean team leave the rally empty-handed. After problems with the car yesterday, it looked like Tony Gardemeister wouldn't score either, but his perseverance has paid off. He's up to 7th and on for 2 points. That means 2 cars will score for Skoda. Didier Oriol's ahead of his teammate. So far, the team have scored in every rally this season, and it looks like their 100% record secure. Duval's back from service with his gearbox fixed. All Ford's hopes now rest on the young Belgian. The point he'll score will be some consolation for his team. Petter Solberg is the only Subaru left in the rally. Teammate Tommy Mäkinen had no chance to score and asked to withdraw. Now he's on a plane home to Finland. But Solberg's still going flat out. 4 valuable championship points lie at the end of the rally. Harry Rovanperä still trails both his Peugeot teammates. He's 4th.
3.20. Nyppy helppo 7.
But there's worrying moments in Richard Burns' car. He's having slight problems with his turbocharger, but it's not enough to affect his speed. It's a determined charge through La Cumbre. He's fastest so far. Carlos Sainz has done an incredible job for Citroen this weekend. It's the first time the team have contested Rally Argentina, and any podium place will be a great result. But Sainz is sore that he's not winning, and 3rd place would be a bitter disappointment.
Cruz y poco tarde se cierra muchísimo, frenando a meterse a cava izquierda buena menos, se cierra y ras. Rasante derecha buena, se abre. Para izquierda buena más corta, 2. Izquierda derecha calenta, se cierra.
But he might have to settle for it. Burns leaps into 2nd.
18:38.
Gronholm's really enjoying himself now. 2 faster stage times and no problems. With just 1 test to go, Burns has some concerns about his car.
I'm still pushing hard, but in the previous stage, something must have happened in the service because we've got, I've got boost, I've got power, but I have no response in the engine at all. So I'm having to slip the clutch and try and feed it out of every corner, and it's not ideal when you're fighting.
Whether or not Sainz is aware of Burns' problems, he's labouring hard. He's making sure he's in the best shape to snatch 2nd place back. Because with only 5 seconds between the Englishman and the Spaniard, anything is possible. No more battles for Gronholm though, only bad luck or a mistake can deny him the win. But the Finn is all too aware of the dangers that lie ahead in Asichinga. Last time he went into this stage, he came out of it on 3 wheels. This is it. The battle is now well and truly on, and in a few minutes, this epic endurance test will be decided. Sainz is first in. 2 minutes later, Burns follows. He needs everything to be working well. He desperately wants to finish ahead of Sainz.
Fast right and medium right plus in. No. We've lost power. We've lost power. 40, which my tight.
We lost power, not tire. We lost power, no turbo.
Oh. Pay safer, Robert. Pay safer, Robert. We have no turbo, no power.
No power.
Understood. At first stage.
Slow medium right tight, maybe.
Is there anything I can? I've tried power, Maxi A, Maxi B, road, nothing.
For 3 days, Burns has given his all only for the car to let him down on the very last stage. Finishing 2nd meant a lot to him and he's livid.
I have not done enough. Turbo's broken.
Here we see Richard Burns chasing Carlos Sainz. He has lost his anti-lag system, which gives him instant throttle response. As he goes into this next left-hand corner, His turbocharger blows. He's lost 75% of his power. He's lost so much power, he can only use second gear. He's now checking all the gauges, he's pressing all the switches, but he realizes there is nothing he can do other than cruise the last 5 kilometers.
Sainz will know exactly how Burns feels, but this time luck smiles on the man they call El Matador. He's fastest through the last stage and second in the rally. Perhaps the memory of the time penalty and what might have been accounts for the subdued handshake. In an event that's demanded 100% from the world's greatest rally drivers, it's Marcus Gronholm who's been the star. Yesterday's climb up the leaderboard and an equally good drive today sees him finish 26 seconds faster than the others to take victory.
Huomio, paseri miinus. Oikein eri 200. Pois vähän. Vasen nopee 8.
Fantastic drive. Yes, fantastic drive. Marcus, you happy?
Huh?
Happy?
Yes, I'm happy, yes. Hard fight. I mean, when we did this first stage, first lap here on Friday, I couldn't believe that we can win because we hit the stone and lost nearly 2 minutes. Now we won, so it's not bad.
A worthy win for the world champion, his title defence well and truly on. Third place for Burns is a huge blow, but great work from Sainz to bring his Citroen home in second.
This is a very, very bittersweet second place for you. It could have been another victory, but that's life. When those things happen, you cannot do anything. And at the end of the day, well, I'm happy. I think we did a good rally, pushing very hard from the beginning. The car has been working very well, and it's not so easy to come here with a new car without testing and be straight away competitive.
It was quite difficult fighting with Carlos, but we got in front, and then the last stage, 8k from the end, the turbo just stopped.
Did you take any consolation from being on the podium, though?
At the moment now, maybe maybe in half an hour.
Marcus, congratulations. That must be one of the best comebacks ever in rallying.
No, I don't know ever in rallying, but maybe for me the best comeback after so many minutes we lost on the first day. Not many, but too much.
Burns may not have had the result he wanted, but it's enough to keep him ahead in the championship. But Gronholm's cut his lead down to just 2 points. And behind them the 3 Citroens, but now it's Sainz who's leading the pack. At the other end, Harry-Robert Perra gets his first points of the season. The French teams are dominating the Manufacturers' Championship. 5 rounds gone and Peugeot lead from Citroen, while Subaru and Ford are locked in their own battle. Which will continue at round 6, the world-famous Cordless Rally in Greece. Rocks, wreck cars and searing heat drains bodies. But it's always a great fight, and it's a rally Marcus Gronholm's never won. Find out here how that drama will unfold. Gronholm's been great, and that's why he's Nicky Grist's the Marsan star of the rally.
After easily leading on the first day, then losing 1 minute 44 seconds and dropping to 6 after hitting a rock, Marcus Gronholm drove brilliantly to take back the lead, win the rally and even set a stage record along the way. Here Marcus happily accepts the award, his champagne and a cheque for $5,000 to give to his favourite charity. Magic stuff, Marcus.
It's been a thriller here in Argentina. 3 days of edge-of-your-seat action and an outstanding win for Marcus Gronholm. A victory that shows why he dominates his sport. But now it's time to say goodbye on a rally that's going to be remembered for a long time. Find out more about the event and the World Rally Championship on WRC.com. Goodbye. Marco Martin's fifth. He was part of the extra stages, and if it wasn't for this spin, he'd be in the lead. Expected to make the comeback today.
Derecha buena más en quinta, se cierra. Para izquierda buena más en quinta, se cierra.
He won't be moving over, but reigning world champion Marcus Gronholm will be hoping to put an end to his dismal run of retirement. He's hoping to seize a podium place. Underlining the power of the Ford Focus, Francois Duval is the surprise package in Corsica. He's in second place and just 3 seconds off low. But it's a formidable partnership up front. The nimble Citroen and the faultless Corsica have proved they're a real force to be reckoned with. Surely only mistake or a breakdown can deny Loeb the lead in the title race. But it's going to be one of the toughest fights of the season. There's still 10 stages to go around the mountains above Ajaccio. And as the crews prepare to start the morning, Corsica turns into an entirely different playing field. It's rained heavily overnight and the team's weather crews are out early to check on conditions up in the mountains. Cloud movements, the dampness of the surface and road temperatures all help the teams back at service to make the best tyre choice.
Weather 4 receiving.
Changes with you, John.
Alpha is now becoming more 18.
Secret codes are used to prevent rival teams benefiting from information at different locations. Will it be slick or intermediate tyres? Which compounds and how many cuts will be made? But there's still an hour to go before the first stage of the day. In rapidly changing conditions, it's a real gamble. It's just after 8 o'clock at the stage start, and the teams have made their decisions. The popular choice is slicks. Everyone's just hoping the heavy rain that is forecast won't arrive until after these opening stages.
It was quite difficult to make a tyre choice for these 2 stages, but I'm still convinced the slick is the best way to go.
Sebastian, a lead of 3.9 seconds is not a big lead when the surface conditions are very difficult like this.
It's very, very close, and everything can change today. Nothing is done for the moment.
Historically, the Pirelli tyres that Subaru used were Solberg will be hoping for an early advantage on the
Very good tyre choice, no problem at all. Because it's quite dirty and quite slippery, so we had the cut for rain. But I hope and feel that it went quite well.
Anticipated more rain and he's gone out on intermediates. That means more tread than Solberg, but the drying conditions means the championship leader could struggle with grip on this sealed surface. But the question is just how much? Let's compare Burns' time with Solberg through the 38-kilometre test. It's clear that Burns is much slower. He's nearly a second a kilometre off the pace compared with the Norwegian, proving that the correct tyre choice can make or break this event.
We were on an intermediate tyre, and it's what I chose. It looks like it's a little bit too slow for this stage. We should have been on a slick with a cut, but it's very difficult.
And that's what Marco Martin has gone out on. And it's the right choice. The Estonian sets the quickest time and moves from 5th to 2nd overall. He struggles to match the pace of Martin, but still holds on to 4th overall. finish this year. But the reigning world champion makes the wrong tyre choice. He's on a slick with a radial cut, and he's 11th quickest. Francois Duval's also on slicks.
Pour gauche sans tenir, sur droite sans bas.
The 22-year-old Belgian is 15 seconds off the pace and slides down the leaderboard to third.
Sur droite 60 cordes, sur gauche 40, pas extérieur.
That takes some of the pressure off Loeb. The Frenchman safely makes it through Avanza. His lead is safe for now. And in fact, he increases that lead to over 9 seconds. It's also a great start to the day for Marco Martin, who moves up 3 places to second. Championship leader Richard Burns is down in 8th after taking wet weather tyres on a drying surface.
So Richard this morning tried to start with an intermediate tyre, which is an open tread pattern, which is very good when it's raining. So the clouds were there, but in fact, it was not raining. It's drying because the east wind was very strong. He should choose this one. But the weather changed now, and maybe for the stage number 8, it will be the right choice. Because if you start in the rain condition with these tires, for sure you will not success.
On to stage 8, and the rain is really lashing down.
100.
Richard Burns struggled on stage 7, but things are a little better in the wet on intermediate tyres through Pont de la Messina.
Right, 50. Fast right.
Driving is still really difficult in these conditions.
20, medium left plus in. 20, easy right. 50.
If it wasn't raining on this brand new piece of tarmac, he could be going at least 20 kilometers an hour quicker. Burns has a better tyre choice than his rivals, but it's still not ideal, and he's unable to gain maximum benefit from his extra tread.
Flat left 70, heel left long.
His rivals are struggling, and that's because they've chosen the slick option, including Sebastian Loeb, Burns' biggest challenger for the championship. But despite the wet conditions, Loeb is really going for it. His Zara is completely stuck. The seconds are ticking away, and Loeb's desperately trying to get his car back on the road. Spectators come to his aid, but he's losing a massive amount of time. Co-driver Daniel Elena even gets into the boot to put more weight in the rear of the car in an attempt to get the back wheels onto the tarmac and obtain some traction.
On the replay I can see he goes into the corner too quickly, he gets offline, he then has to turn in a little too hard, loses traction and spins.
The Frenchman finally gets the car off the bank, but he's lost more than 9 minutes and he's facing in the wrong direction. It's painful to watch, so what must it be like for Loeb? He must realise his chances of victory here are gone and must be concerned about his chances in the World Championship. It takes him nearly another minute just to turn the car around. He's lost so much time, even the production cup driver Daniel Sola catches up with him.
I touched a little bit inside in the left and go a little bit sideways in the right, spin, but just on the side of the road I was blocked, so we had to wait for spectators and it takes a lot of time.
So can his rivals take advantage of Loeb's misfortunes? Here comes Marco Martin. He started the stage second overall and is perfect position to retake the lead. But like Loeb, the Estonian is on slicks.
And 3 right long.
He brakes too late and locks up the wheels.
13, 3 left.
The impact causes damaged suspension and a broken wheel. Martin stops to change the wheel, losing over 4 minutes in the process.
I think I made a second mistake this rally. We braked a bit too late. There wasn't much grip. It was wet and we were on slicks, so really no grip, and went straight into mountain and broke a rim. So we had to stop and change the tire.
Martin's teammate Francois Duval is experiencing his own problems. A stall at the start cost the Ford driver 12 seconds, but still he capitalises on Loeb's disaster and takes the outright rally lead. This stage is new for Duval, but it's familiar territory for Carlos Sainz. The Spaniard gets safely through the 15-kilometre test and is now chasing his former teammate for the lead. World Championship outsider Petter Solberg is also hoping to take advantage of Loeb and Martin's misfortune. Solberg's a little enthusiastic. That spin costs him 15 seconds. But he still manages to set a fast stage time. So 8 stages completed of WRC Rally de France via Inmarsat, and it's all changed at the top of the leaderboard. Francois Duval is the new leader. Solberg moves up from 6th to 3rd. Martin's right down in 14th, and Loeb's nowhere to be seen, with 4 stages left on this second day.
Pets, what about this long stage, 40 kilometres? What's the tyre choice going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be difficult because it's not raining here, and other people up in the mountain say that it's raining up there, and maybe this weather is coming up. It's a lottery, so hopefully we have taken the right tyre choice.
It's already been a tough day for the teams, and with the weather so changeable up in the Corsican mountains, there are yet more tough decisions to be made. Everyone's now going for wet weather tyres.
Don't take the spare.
Gio Panizzi goes one step further. Extra cuts will help him clear the water and give him extra grip if it really rains. At 40 kilometres, the next stage, Col de Corazzi, is going to be tough. Gio Panizzi has so far had a frustrating rally. But the Frenchman's luck may be changing. He's got the best tyres for the conditions. Even though the rain stops on the last 2 kilometres, he still sets the fastest time. His first stage win of the rally. Sebastian Loeb woke up this morning thinking he could claim his 2nd win in a row, but all hopes are now gone. But the Frenchman is determined to make up for his previous mistake. He's 2nd quickest, but is still way down the leaderboard. And so too is Marco Martin. But one man to benefit from Martin and Loeb's problems is Colin McRae. The Scot, who's won this event twice before, is 5th, but McRae's not entirely happy through Col de Corazzi. He makes the wrong tyre choice, and to make things worse, he's having to drive with a misted windscreen.
The windscreen steamed up in the middle of the stage, so it wasn't so good.
No problems with the car though?
Just the windscreen. Yeah, it helps if you can see.
While Loeb is out of the running, championship leader Richard Burns is still in the hunt for some valuable points. But so far the Englishman has had an eventful rally, and on stage 9 he's dealt another blow. This spin cost Burns a lot of time, and he's over 50 seconds off the pace. He drops back down to 8th. Deliberations in service regarding tyre choice seem to have paid off for third overall.
It was very hard rain. That was very difficult. Very difficult. I didn't take any chances, any risks.
Marcus Gronholm also has his sights set on a podium finish. Carlos Sainz won this event in 1991. 12 years on and he would dearly love to win it again. He's taking it steady though, as he knows how easy it is to make a mistake on these Corsica roads. He's fighting for the championship and he's tantalisingly close to the inexperienced Francois Duval. But the young Belgian is taking it easy too. Not willing to take any risks, Duval heads back to service, still leading the rally. So 9 stages down and Duval leads by 11 seconds ahead of his former teammate. Gronholm and Solberg are on identical times. Burns drops back down to 8th.
Richard, it's been a bit of a struggle for you this morning.
Yeah, the first stage we got a little bit the wrong tyre, but then it rained in the second one, which was better for us. And then that last stage I stalled at a hairpin and lost some time. It seemed to take a long time to start, but even then I don't think I drove particularly well. I need to up the pace a little bit.
The rally is still so open, you know, tire choice, wrong tire choice can put a driver which is 1 minute behind in the lead, so it's just too early.
It's a good day on the moment, just it's necessary to take the good choice the tires. No, my position is not so bad on the moment, it's continue on the same rhythm.
One of the main features of Rally de France are the picturesque villages lined by enthusiastic fans. Plotting his way between the buildings is Skoda's Tony Gardemeister, but he's experiencing problems with the differentials on his Fabia. Only the rear one is working and the Finn is struggling with oversteering. It's making the Skoda very difficult to drive. Fellow Finn Tommy Mäkinen hasn't had the best rallies either. The 4-times world champion is reported to be happy with his Subaru, but unhappy with his tyre choice. It's a totally different story in the other Subaru. That's because his teammate Petter Solberg did choose the right tyre and he wants the rally lead.
Up long, tightens,
into
6 left plus, 200, slippy break in, keep out 6 right plus, up long, tightens, cut 4, very slippy, caution 30, extra slippy, mud, cut 1 left plus,
these points
up long,
adjust his speed to
2 right minus,
almost total loss of grip.
open, 30, short 2 left, opens 20, very narrow, short 2 right, opens over crest 40, narrow short 3 left, 100, very narrow, slippy short 2 left left, 60, line into unseen, 2 right minus tightens, 60, 6 right, keep in of a bump into 1 left, narrow, tightens over bridge, slippy, surface, opens
the
30,
surface
2 left minus,
there is a new smooth tarmac surface,
and line into 5 right, opens extra long, tightens early half 2.
Marcus Gronholm is in a real battle with Solberg, having started the stage in equal 3rd position. But he pays the price for pushing too hard.
Ei pääse yli, se on betoni. Pitkä nopea, 9.
It's all great entertainment for the fans. Once again, Carlos Sainz is living up to his reputation as Mr. Consistency. This is one of his favourite rallies and it shows. But even the man they call El Matador can't match the pace of Solberg, and he drops behind the Norwegian to 3rd overall. Francois Duval has spent most of the day holding off his more experienced rivals. But now he's only just hanging on to his lead. Petter Solberg started the day in 8th place. There's one 40-kilometre stage to go and just over 3 seconds between him and the rally lead.
Petter, first stage win for you and into second. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, it's working well. Actually, I'm just very, very happy to be here after everything that happened before the rally. So no, it's going well. Good tyre choices, and the tyres working very, very good in the wet and difficult conditions.
You have a big, big tyre choice to make for the final stage of the day. What's it going to be?
Pirellis.
No secrets going to be given away?
No. Because you're talking to everybody, you know, and bop, so I can't do it. Sorry.
So with tyre choice still crucial, it seems all the teams are spying on one another as they try to gain the advantage. So many times on tarmac, Gilles Panizzi makes the right choice, but not this time. He's off the pace through the stage, allowing Gronholm to pass Richard Burns had his chance to capitalise on Sebastian Loeb's demise, but the 40 kilometres of Col de Corsica catch him out. He's nearly 40 seconds off the pace and slides down to 8th. Bad news for Burns. Good news for Carlos Sainz, who's third. With Petter Solberg on fire, it's going to be hard to hold on to the lead. So can Petter on Pirellis catch the Belgians' Ford?
6 left minus open, 16, turn.
If he can win this rally, he's right back in the title hunt.
2 left minus. Opens extra long, keep in. 15, line to 6 left, tightens cut, 3 minus, tightens, keep in. 30.
It's an amazingly quick time. Petter's the new rally leader.
I was not good from the start, but it was very good after.
You're thinking about the championship and those points you can get from this rally?
Championship is not over. The rally is not over. First, we need to finish the rally. Look where we are and keep pushing. Tomorrow still the rally is a difficult day. The conditions seems to be not clear for tomorrow as well, so we need to check it.
Do you feel tomorrow you can attack a lot and catch Petter Solberg?
Yes, for tomorrow it's necessary. It's completely dry to come back on Petter Solberg.
Do you feel that a lead of 17 seconds is enough to win tomorrow?
It doesn't matter if it's dry or wet, you know. In the wet, everything can happen, and in the dry, we struggle a little bit. But I don't see anything as a problem.
Petter Solberg holds nearly an 18-second lead, but will it be enough? A dry day is expected tomorrow, putting him at a disadvantage with his Pirelli tyres and giving hope to the chasing pack. Day 2 has been a thriller with plenty of drama and excitement. Remain, so join us tomorrow for the conclusion from Rally de France. WRC Argentina is one of the oldest and most popular rounds of the World Rally Championship. Every year it's provided world-class action that's a classic test for cars and drivers and a passion for millions of fans. In its 22-year history, this rally has provided thrills, spills and some moments that are just downright bizarre. There's just one day gone in this year's battle and already there's been a feast of action and drama. The first casualty of the rough stages was Freddie Loix. 2003's not been a good season for the Belgian so far. Engine failure in Argentina means he still has no points. McRae made a bizarre exit. He had to abandon his Citroen when flames came into the car. When Solberg passed, all looked okay. But by the time Armin Schwarz hit the stage, the car was an inferno. Tommy Mäkinen hit trouble when he was forced to drive with only second gear. He lost 7 minutes and all hope of winning. Solberg was chasing for the lead when he rolled his Subaru. He's now fighting to get into the points.
2 left minus half, long fighters, 14.
Marcus Gronholm was favourite to win here, but a rock in the road slashed his suspension. He finished the stage with the wheel hanging off and his chances of victory severely dented. Coming into day 2 is Carlos Sainz. He won here last year and he's determined to make it 2 in a row. But keeping hold of the lead isn't going to be an easy task. There's a hungry pack behind him. Marco Martin's chasing his first ever WRC victory and he has the car to do it. The new Ford Focus has impressed everyone with its speed and Martin's just 20 seconds away from Sainz. Richard Burns is waiting for his first win in a Peugeot, and this just might be his rally. Sitting pretty in third, he's just 40 seconds off the lead. But just 1 second behind him is teammate Harry Robert Pera. His future at Peugeot is far from secure, and he needs a good result soon. Also in the running is Sebastian Loeb. This is new territory for him and his Citroen team, and a podium place would be a great result.
Et attention, droite 134 freins,
It's going to be an action-packed Saturday. Sainz is by no means safe at the top of the leaderboard, and keep your eye on Gronholm. He's a minute off the lead, but the world champion believes victory can still be his. The South American fans are the most passionate in the world. This is the only round of the WRC held in the Americas, and people gather from all over the continent, camping for days to get the best spot to catch a glimpse of their heroes. And some of them get really close. Before the stage starts, there's a few minutes for the crews to make last-minute preparations and catch up with the news. The atmosphere is relaxed, but there's some serious business to come.
You must have it in the back of your mind that you can at least get onto the podium.
Yes, I try to go on the podium. That would be good. Okay, it's a long rally. We will see what we can do.
Do you get more fired up when you're a bit behind like this? Do you get more motivated?
We will see. I think yes. I try to go fast now to really catch them, but I think they will also fight.
Wouldn't surprise you if we see a big charge from Marcus Gronholm today?
He started one yesterday, and I don't suppose he's going to stop it now.
Does that worry you at all?
No, like I say, what the thing to focus on is what's in front, not what's behind.
Marco, 22.4 seconds down on Carlos Sainz going into day 2 of the rally. What's your plan of attack today?
I think the plan has to be maximum attack, and nothing else we can really do, because we have Peugeots quite close behind, and it's a long way to go, and nothing else, just flat out.
You've got Marco behind you, about 22 seconds. That's not a big lead on stages like here in Argentina where they're so rough.
No, I think he was doing very well yesterday, and also Marcus is coming very fast, so he was taking some time both, but I can only try my best. I think yesterday we were pushing very hard, and I will do the same today.
He's been your teammate the last couple of years. You must know a few things about him, a few secrets.
Well, I know he's a very good driver.
Rally HQ is in Cordoba, 900 kilometers northwest of Buenos Aires. Outside the city, 25 stages twist and turn their way up and over the peaks of the Sierra Chica Mountains. Today there are 9 stages scheduled, but South America's only rally was destined to become a victim of its own success. There's 1 million fans expected to come out on stage and watch the action this weekend, and it looked like most of them came to see the first stage of the day, 23 kilometers of Capilla del Monte. There were just too many people packed onto the roadside for the stage to be run safely, and it was cancelled. A huge blow to Gronholm's comeback chances. The crews are about to face the roughest stages in the whole rally. There's 2 stages before the next service. That's 32 kilometers of rock-strewn roads that are going to be tough on cars and tyres. Burst into the stage is one of the youngest crews in the WRC, Mikko Hirvonen and co-driver Jarmo Lehtinen.
3 lyhyt vasen oikein nopea. 110.
From his onboard camera, it's easy to see why this is such a tricky stage. Narrow, twisty, with some nasty jumps. Tommi Mäkinen's next. He's down in 19th place and admitted that he's finding it hard to get motivated.
Vasen nopea ylihyppy. Heti oikein nopea varos sisään. Ja lyhyt vasen nopea 10. Vasen oikein nopea miinuskapeen.
Tony Gardemeister has scored in every rally this season so far, but a 1-minute time penalty has left him down in 11th place. He needs to make up at least 40 seconds if he's to score in Argentina. Didier Auriol is one of the most successful drivers in the World Rally Championship. He has 20 WRC wins and was world champion in 1994. Skoda are hoping his vast experience will help in the development of the new Fabia WRC, which will replace the Octavia later this year. When Petter Solberg rolled his car yesterday, it was a huge blow for his championship chances, but he's still on for points. Francois Duval tried hard to keep Solberg off his tail, but the Norwegian was faster and pocketed 7th place. Marcus Gronholm loves a good fight and he's relishing the prospect of what lies ahead. Richard Byrne set the record on San Marco Sierra in a Subaru Impreza. As Gronholm approaches the end of the stage, it looks like he's going at a similar pace. Watch his time on the clock on the right. A 1/10 of a second slower, but it's the times Burns is setting this year that really interest the Finn. However, his chances of catching the leaders were about to be further frustrated. Once again, Rally Argentina was to suffer from crowd enthusiasm. Literally thousands of fans were lining the stage, and in the interests of safety, it was stopped. The remaining drivers were awarded the same time as Gronholm and asked to make their way to the start of the next stage. So there's just one change in the top half of the leaderboard as Petter Solberg swaps places with Francois Duval. Just out to the points are Armin Schwarz, Didier Auriol and Tony Gardemeister. Next up, the rocky roads of San Sierra Cuchi Corral.
This stage runs through a base of a valley and is flat out from the start through narrow gates and cattle grids. A very tight and twisty section in the middle, but then opens out again with a lot of big crests and jumps. A lot of dust is expected and caused some problems last year. There's a number of water splashes, but this one is flat out in 5th gear, where you literally skate right across the top of the surface. After that, it's a short blast to the end.
Gardemeister entered the valley determined to fight his way into the points. But his chances of continuing his scoring run were smashed when his drive shaft broke. And it cost the Finn a minute. Schwarz has had an incident-filled Rally Argentina. First his door flew open through a water splash, then he came across McRae's burning car in the middle of a stage. He doesn't want any more surprises like that today. Finally, the battle's on for Marcus Gronholm. He'll use every centimetre of the 23 kilometres ahead to catch the leading pack, but a dog in the middle of the stage is a heart-stopping moment.
7, oikein hidas. Nyt oikein helppo. 8, laseri helppo. Nyt oikein miinus.
But still he goes on to set the time everyone has to beat.
120. Stage is clear for Markus. Ei siinä kivessä ollut mitään, mä vaan pelästyin.
Last to rise to the challenge is Sebastian Loeb in the Citroen Zara. He currently holds a 15-second lead over Gronholm. Unlike Gronholm, the Frenchman has never driven this stage before, and his lack of experience is putting his 5th place in jeopardy. Loeb becomes Gronholm's first victim. Next on the World Champions hit list is Peugeot teammate Harry Rovanperä. But the Finn doesn't have a great run. He too is slower than Gronholm and he's only 6 seconds ahead overall.
Nypyn yli vähän. Hain vähän, vasen täysmiinus, älä, 8 ja huomio jarru, oikein nopea.
Richard Burns is the best of the Peugeots. He's 3rd overall. The 2001 world champion is just off the pace of Gronholm, but it's enough to keep him safe for now. In the Ford Focus, Marco Martin's not thinking about the battle behind. He wants to snatch the rally lead off Carlos Sainz. He was fastest on 2 stages yesterday, and a win on Cucci Corral would be a great way to kick off his challenge. But he's not as fast as Gronholm either.
50, 6 minus left very narrow. 100, 4 plus right narrow, don't cut. And crest 20 left.
There's only one man left who can beat the world champion's time, and that's his old adversary Carlos Sainz. There's tough decisions to be made in this Citroen. Does Sainz push and open up his lead, or does he take more care to protect it?
Para la izquierda rápida menos, abrirse. Para la derecha una más se abre, acaba rasante fondo. 1, izquierda acá se abre, ras. Acaba para la izquierda rápida, ojo corta. Para 1, rasante derecha una más corta. Para izquierda rápida, ojo ras. 2, izquierda rápida menos poco tarde se cierra.
A stage win for the rally leader. This is Carlos Sainz at his best. So Sainz keeps Martin at bay and stretches his lead to 27 seconds. Gronholm's moved up a place. Harry Rovanperä and Richard Burns will have to push hard to keep their teammate at bay.
Sebastian, you've dropped a place to Marcus Gronholm after stage 16. Why so slow?
It's a stage which is new for me and it's very difficult. So you have a lot of jumps and in some fast places. And when you don't know the road, when it's the first time, it's very difficult to go very fast on these places. And I didn't find a good rhythm, and I knew that in the stage that I was losing some time. But
Marco, how frustrating has this morning been?
There's been quite a lot of waiting around and just thinking is the stage going to be run or not. So it's not very nice to drivers to sit around and not do stages, and same for spectators, I think.
You need every kilometre possible to try and catch Carlos during this rally, though.
Yes, but at the moment it seems like it's going other way around. He was faster than us on a stage we did, so we have to keep pushing a bit harder to make sure we can turn it to our advantage.
What about the next group of stages coming up? Are they going to be tricky yet again?
I think in this rally it's quite easy to hit a rock or something. They are quite close, and sometimes it has been a little bit in the limit, but it's the way that you have to go.
Marcus Gronholm's trying to pull off the comeback of the century. He's already grabbed Loeb's 5th place, and now he sets his sights on the podium. But the Finn knows very well that he can't afford for anything to go wrong. And on a rally as rough as this, there's danger lurking in every corner.
The roads of Argentina are very unique and unpredictable. The base is made up of large rocks with sand placed on top and compacted, but with the passage of every car it breaks up ruts. Here you can see how these rocks have been exposed. Here's an example from yesterday. Marcus Gronholm running second car on the road, through his left-hand corner, road intact, without any problems. But 4 cars later, Petter Solberg in the same corner. Here, can you see how this large rock's been exposed, causing him a massive moment.
If you think what you've seen so far is rough, you've seen nothing yet. The next batch of tests are the roughest of all Rally Argentina stages. There's over 40 kilometres of rutted road separating Marcus Gronholm from the safety of the service park, but he's not intimidated by these conditions. He's fastest on Corsica, and Harry Robert-Perra has to be feeling the pressure now. He knows his 5-second lead is about to evaporate. 14 seconds down, victim number 2 for Gronholm. Robert-Perra's off the pace, and in the next stage he'll be under pressure from Sebastian Loeb. Still fighting in the second Ford is Francois Duval. Earlier today he was passed by Petter Solberg, who's opened out a 1-minute lead over the Belgian, but it won't help him to get involved in the tussle ahead. Sebastian Loeb has another great day on the Argentinian stages. He's just 2 seconds away from grabbing 5th place from Harry Robert-Perra. Harry Robert-Perra's woes continue. His steering rack's bent and sticking, and he has to give it everything to keep Sebastian Loeb off his tail. It's too much to ask of Robert-Perra. Once again, he slides down the standings. Marcus Gronholm is convinced Carlos Sainz is going too well to lose the lead. But still, he's driving to his absolute maximum. A podium place is well and truly on. A win on stage 18 is followed by second fastest time on 19. Richard Burns could be victim number 3. His lead over Gronholm is cut to just 8 seconds. The new Ford Focus and Marco Martin having a great weekend so far. Someone was going to fall foul of the rough conditions, and unfortunately for the Estonian, it was his car. He broke the rear track and his tyre comes off the rim of the wheel. Lucky the next stop, service.
Easy right, 36 right long.
It's a totally different atmosphere up front. Carlos Sainz is really enjoying himself. He doesn't like the road conditions, but the car feels great.
Izquierda rápida más 2. Rasante fondo, izquierda rápida,
And the feeling's getting better all the time.
Rasante fondo por izquierda, bota poco 3 por izquierda.
Another stage win and the lead stretched to over half a minute.
Muy bien, me da la sensación. ¿Ibas con el 3 del DTP? ¿Ibas con el 3 del DTP?
This is what the WRC is all about. Marcus Gronholm stalking Richard Burns, who knows that there's everything to drive for. He's still in the hunt for victory, but it's a relief to be heading back to the safety of service. Where a bizarre twist was about to fall on Carlos Sainz. A mix-up at the in-control meant the Spaniard entered the area a minute early. It's anxious moments in the Citroen camp. Sainz has been penalised. 1 minute slapped on his time.
Mark, looks like you've had a big mistake. What happened there?
We don't understand about Carlos. He was thinking that I said go ahead, and I said wait. And just when he started, I tried to follow the car, but it was too late.
Whose mistake is this? Yours, the team's, or Carlos's?
It's my mistake. It's always my mistake. But I must go into the car or catch the car or try to do the best. But
how upset is Carlos, your driver?
Normal. 1 minute is quite a lot of time. Sorry.
Marcus, looks like you're going to be having a very big battle with Richard Burns.
No, it's not only Richard. I think Marco is also there, and we try to catch him also. But I don't know if it's possible. But I guess.
Do you feel that confident now that you can get second place?
Not yet. It's a long way still.
Marcus Gronholm says he's going to try and catch Marco Martin. That means he's going to pass you.
Of course. That's what he's going to try and do, and my job is to try and stop him.
The WRC via Inmarsat continues, and everyone's relieved there's only one stage left today, Capilla del Monte.
From the start, it's very twisty with a lot of jumps and crests as we pass around the lake. Very popular with spectators. It then climbs steeply on a narrow and twisty road. This road is quite a soft surface, which cuts up very easily. It generally will get quite rutted, as it was used recently on a local rally, which makes conditions even worse for the crews. As we pass over the top of the hill, the descent is quite twisty, but on a much rockier, harder base, which makes it quite difficult on tyres.
Sebastian Loeb's Argentina debut was about to end. Out of sight of the camera, he went off the road and couldn't get back on. His second retirement of the season. Marcus Gronholm would love to catch Richard Burns and end the day in second place. With Sainz out of the way, he knows he's every chance of pulling off this amazing comeback. He sets the fastest time. Burns powers to the end of the stage and the end of the day. Despite all his efforts, though, he can't keep his teammate at bay.
Flight left on to crest 100, flat left in 70.
19 seconds slower than the Finn. Gronholm grabs second.
Richard finished the stage.
Carlos Sainz is understandably agitated, but he's not going to let the drama slow him down. It's an immediate comeback. He takes third off Burns. But there's a new rally leader, Marco Martin. Perhaps he's the only driver in the rally who can hold Gronholm off and take his first ever WRC victory.
32 plus right. 36 minus right.
So yet again, there's an entirely new look to the leaderboard. Martin leads from Gronholm, Sainz slips to third above Burns, but it's too close to call and tomorrow's going to be unmissable.
Carlos, you're finishing the day in third position, not in first position. How annoyed are you about this afternoon?
Well, obviously I'm quite disappointed because it was just stupid problem of communication between Mark and myself.
Now we are, I don't know, 15 seconds behind Marco. Not bad, but maybe he can push back. I think he will try.
Nothing we could do to stop him, I think, at the moment.
It's an agonising wait for the final Argentina stages, so if you need a rally update before then, click onto WRC.com and look out for the person we might vote in our first star of the rally. Until tomorrow, goodbye.
Slightly left.
5 of the World Rally Championship brings the cars, drivers and teams to South America for a rally that's as dramatic as its setting. This is Argentina. The competition is based northwest of Buenos Aires in Cordoba. With its soft gravel surface and water splashes, Rally Argentina is a high-speed, high-altitude, high-risk event that will have you on the edge of your seat.
Rally Argentina!
The championship battle is shaping up nicely. Leading the pack is Englishman Richard Burns. He may not have won a rally this year, but he's consistently finished on the podium, earning himself 26 points. But just behind him and with 2 wins under his belt is teammate Marcus Gronholm. Behind the leading pair are a trio of Citroens. On 17 points is young French star Sébastien Loeb, a winner in Monte Carlo. He shares 3rd place with the most famous face in the WRC, Colin McRae. Carlos Sainz was victorious in round 3 in Turkey. He's on 16 points. So 4 rounds gone and 10 to go, and this is how they stand. The French teams dominate, but a good result for Marco Martin or Tommy Mäkinen or Petter Solberg will put them right up there among the leaders. It's a big weekend for Tommy Mäkinen. The 4-times world champion is considering retiring at the end of the season. His performance here in Argentina is crucial to his decision. If it's not a good weekend for the Finn, we might be saying goodbye to a rally legend. He holds the highest number of wins here, 3, a record he shares with Mickey Biasson. He also knows that deep in these rutted roads lies danger. Mäkinen was chasing Marcus Gronholm for victory last year when he had this huge smash. The irony was he didn't need to push so hard. Gronholm was disqualified for an infringement of servicing rules, handing victory to his teammate Richard Burns. But the champagne spray was barely dry when he too was disqualified when his engine's flywheel was found to be too light. Eventually, Carlos Sainz was handed the win.
Yes, of course, I was not happy about the winning like that, but maybe that compensates sometimes. I've been losing rallies in the last moment.
This year the Peugeots are back and they want to avenge themselves.
For me, I have nothing to prove. I won it last year, so now try to do the same, but I don't know if it's possible.
This is Citroen's first outing in Argentina. Sébastien Loeb, Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae know there's a tough job ahead if they're to grab the top spot on the podium this weekend.
And it's a rally where you really do need confidence in the car, because there's a lot of hidden bumps and jumps, and you've got to be sure that when you hit them, that the car's going to take it well. And at the moment, I just haven't got the confidence I would like.
This is the second outing with a new focus. Despite retiring with engine failure in New Zealand, Marco Martin proved the car has speed. Now Ford need to make sure that it has reliability too.
The last test we had was like no problems at all, and I'm positive that it should be better rally than New Zealand for us.
Also looking to the future is Skoda. They've scored in every round so far, and it's not long before Didier Auriol and Tony Gardemeister will be behind the wheel of the brand new Fabia WRC. Hyundai desperately need points. They've scored just 3 so far. It's a big task ahead for Armin Schwarz and Freddie Loitz. The Argentine fans are fanatical. There's thousands of them expected to turn up to cheer on the crews. They were expecting to applaud local hero Gabriel Pozzo, but at the pre-rally shakedown he fell foul of the rough conditions, breaking his car and the hearts of many of his admirers.
We had a very big problem in the shakedown, big stone, and was a problem with the engine. The engine was finished and it's impossible to continue in the rally.
Located in South America, Argentina is a vast country with a varied geography. There's glaciers in the south, the Andes to the west, and rainforests in the north. Cordoba lies in the Sierra Chica mountains, and it's on the edges of the peaks that the rally takes place. 3 days of fierce competition, 25 grueling tests against the elements and the clock. And it all starts with 2 runs through the crowd-pleasing super special stage on Thursday night. This man-made stage is just over 3 kilometres long and the cars rally side by side. Marcus Gronholm won the first run through and teammate Richard Burns was fastest on the second. Marcus Gronholm takes an early lead, but it's only 2 seconds that separate him from Petter Solberg's Subaru. Gronholm will be looking to open that gap when the rally proper starts. And that's just before 9 on Friday morning. The first stage is El Reposo, 10 kilometres of very smooth gravel that's expected to be very quick. That's soon followed by Canada de Rio Pinto, where the surface is a little more rutted. First to test the water is Richard Burns. This is his second season in a Peugeot 206 and is yet to win for the team. But that's not necessarily because he's off the pace, it's because the car in front is another Peugeot. Marcus Gronholm's. The Finn just can't seem to put a foot wrong. He's brimming with confidence and it's showing in his driving. On the smooth surface, his average speed is 104 kilometers an hour. 5 minutes 51 seconds was Burns' time. The clock on the right will show how close the Peugeot teammates are. 6 seconds faster. Once again, he lays down the challenge to his rivals. This is Sebastian Loeb's first taste of Rally Argentina. It's said that experience counts for everything here, but Loeb's in 7th place and could be on for points. Colin McRae's chances of setting the stage record were dashed on the start. Only half the morning gone and McRae's already half a minute down, but he's happy with the car. Carlos Sainz admitted he had reservations about how the Zara would perform on these rough stages, but his is going pretty well, 3rd overall. It's good news for Marco Martin too. Once again, his focus is flying. He sets the second fastest time on El Reposo. Let's take a look inside the car. The most obvious change is all instruments have moved from the dash to the middle of the focus.
100, 6 minus right long, 20, 5 minus left slow over crest.
He's 6th overall.
30,
and chasing down Tommy Mäkinen, he's just 2 seconds in front.
Don't cut.
But the Subaru 30, on the pace is Petter Solberg. He started the day 2nd overall
40,
and determined to catch Gronholm. But the Norwegian is complaining that his car's stepping out of line on left-hand corners.
40, 90 left, 2 right long, tightens, don't cut. Open.
And it's jeopardising his chances. On the right is Gronholm's time and Solberg's time.
Opens 40, short 5 left tightens. Into early short 6 right.
The Norwegian is slower. Gronholm still leads and the gap is now 9 seconds. It's not been the greatest start to a rally for Skoda. Tony Gardemeister picked up a time penalty for a breach of recce rules. He's down in 18th, but it's a long way back to the points positions. There's still 2 stages to go before the cars can go to service, and this is how they stand. Gronholm has opened his lead to 9 seconds from Solberg, who's fending off Carlos Sainz. At the other end of the leaderboard is Colin McRae's Citroen, Didier Auriol's Skoda, and it's not a good start for the Hyundais of Armin Schwarz and Freddie Loix. It's just after 9:30 when the cars come to the start line of Villa Albertina. At 15 kilometres, it's the longest of the day so far. It's a tough test with all the features you'd expect from a typical Argentinian stage.
The larger majority of the entry will not have competed on this stage. Again, a great driver's stage with some jumps and also some lovely twisty sections. But for me, the key points are the 3 deep water splashes we have right at the end. There's no way of avoiding them. They're generally covered with bogs at either side. The crews have to be very careful of the speed they go through this, because if they take water into the engine and it starts misfiring, they're going to lose a lot of time.
Petter Solberg's hoping to keep Gronholm in his sights. But it's the left-hand corner that ruins the Norwegian's event. On a rally that's renowned for its huge crowd, Solberg rolls where there are none and he drops down to 14th. As Solberg's battle ends, teammate Mäkinen is just about to begin. This is the make or break weekend for the 4 times world champion, and on this stage he proves he's determined to make it. As he approached the end of the stage, the clock tells you just how determined.
Tarkasti ja nyppy 110 huomio pitkä Koovasen helppona sisältä aukeaa maaliin vesijätössä.
Marginally quicker than Gronholm, but it's enough to win the stage and snatch second overall. Marco Martin's Ford Focus is once again proving it's fast, but perhaps this time he should have been going a little slower. He carries too much speed into the jump and launches the car high into the air. It's a heavy landing on the nose, but the car sustains no damage. Some of rallying's most bizarre incidents have happened here in Argentina. It's a roll of honour that Armin Schwarz might not want to join, but he's about to. Schwarz is forced to complete the stage holding his broken door closed.
Using Virtual Spectator, I want to show you who was the most committed over one of the rally's fastest and biggest jumps. Here, Marco Martin is the quickest, but only by 4 kilometers over Gronholm. But when we freeze him on the jump, the young gun is now 17 k's faster than Gronholm. He's just lifted off the throttle, whereas the others have braked and slowed down in the process. This is testimony to the young Estonian's commitment and confidence in his new Ford Focus.
There's even more big jumps coming up in stage 6. It's 18 kilometers of peril, which in places is littered with some pretty big stones. Marco Martin's had his fill of big jumps, but here's another.
Care, keep left, narrow bump.
Again, no damage, but he'll be looking forward to service. Marcus Gronholm enters the stage, hoping to open up the 14-second lead he now holds over Mäkinen. But his Peugeot collides with a rock just 3 kilometers into the stage. He's got to hope that it's not going to cost him any more time. Because his lead's not only threatened by Mäkinen, Carlos Sainz is on a charge. He's just 2 seconds off the fin and he's on a mission. Mäkinen's time and Sainz's target is on the clock.
Derecha, derecha, rápida menos, izquierda rasa, fondo. Rasante, fondo, izquierda rápida menos, se cierra.
Sainz takes Citroen's first ever stage win in Argentina and grabs Mäkinen's second place. Right at the other end of the pack is Freddie Loitz. This time last year he was taking stage wins in Argentina. This year it's a very different story. The accent just can't keep up with the leaders and he's over a minute down. The Belgian stopped on the stage to try to fix the problem. He managed to limp to the end, but retirement was inevitable. The collision with the rock didn't cost Gronholm too much time as he holds on to the lead, but it's now Sainz who's his closest rival. Martin is in 4th with Burns and McRae behind. At last a much needed service and no one needs it more than Petter Solberg.
Petter, you've been on the roof this morning, what happened?
Well, just on the side. No, he had a problem from the start with some left-hand bends, you know. Every time he brake, the car went sideways, just in left-handers. Right-handers, the car was perfect. So we think it's the center if now. A little bit unlucky, but that's how it is.
The mechanics had just 20 minutes to get the car fixed, but mission accomplished, they managed to get Petter back out. It's a different story on the other side of the Subaru camp. It's a relaxed Tommy Mäkinen who heads out and challenges for the lead. But first he'll have to catch Sainz.
Carlos, are you satisfied after the first 4 stages this morning?
Well, things are not too bad at the moment. We are just starting the rally and it seems not to be in easy conditions, but yeah, everything working well at the moment. We have to change now power steering, but I hope it's no problem.
Marco, rally drivers aren't supposed to get scared, but a few scary moments for you this morning.
That's right, we had like too many scary moments this morning, and one of them we had just with too big jump. which I didn't like because all I could see was just the sky from my windscreen, and then we landed on the nose as well, and it's very high speed, so it wasn't very relaxing. I lost all my concentration with the rest of the stage, and it wasn't so easy to drive. But after that, yeah, it has been good day, but very hard work to drive. Not very happy with the setup of the car at the moment.
Stages 7, 8 and 9 are first up. Let's take a closer look at one of the most gruelling of these tests, Stage 8, La Cumbre.
The crews face everything Argentina can throw at them in this stage. It passes high over the Sierra Chicas, which is normally covered in fog and mist, making it exceptionally difficult for crews. Tommy Mäkinen has been exceptionally quick here in the past. It can be quite narrow, but also a lot of slippery places. A very tight and twisty section in the middle, with tight hairpins where it's vital to get the car round in one turn if you're to set a quick time. Some water splashes and jumps, and also finishes slightly earlier this year.
It's been a while since Marcus Gronholm has felt any pressure, but with Sainz and Mäkinen breathing down his neck, he knows his lead is anything but safe. For the second time today, he hits a rock, but this time the reigning world champion's not going to get away lightly. The wheel's dragging at a 45-degree angle, and it costs him nearly 2 minutes. Carlos Sainz is now the rally leader. Last year, the Spaniard won this rally by default. This year, he's relishing his chance of winning it fair and square, if he can survive. Sebastian Loeb's been enjoying a trouble-free run in his Citroen, and this is the only mistake he's made so far. It looks like another impressive debut for the young French driver. It's been an interesting day inside Marco Martin's car. So far, he's avoided trouble in the jumps and water splashes. But when trouble comes, it comes from the car itself. Close to the end of Stage 8, he loses 4th and 5th gears. On Stage 9, he lost 6th. He gets to the end with just 3 gears left, and the normally cool Estonian is not very happy.
It won't change gear every now and then. It just keeps going like it's missing gear, like one gear is broken, and we just changed to manual after the stage, and the rod is loose. It's not attached to anything.
Last year on this very stage, Tommy Mäkinen lost his gearbox. On exactly the same hairpin, it happened again. He only has 1 gear, and that's second. The Finn's destined to lose over 7 minutes. This might just be the moment that Tommy Mäkinen decides his WRC future. After continuing to battle through the day, Colin McRae's in a points position, 7th overall. But 4.5 kilometres into Stage 9, his engine packed in. Peter Solberg passes the stricken car just a couple of minutes later. But by the time Armin Schwarz reaches the scene, the car is an inferno. The handbrake is completely burned out, and the car's rolling across the stage all by itself. By the time the mechanics arrive to retrieve the car, it's a burnt-out shell.
We had a fire in the car. I don't know why, and probably won't find out because the whole car's burnt out now. But it just went on fire, and it got so bad towards the end we had to stop and get out, and it was already too big a fire to put out. A good clean run would have got some good points at the end, but not this time.
It wasn't just McRae's car that went up in flames. 10 acres of stage side had also gone up in smoke. After an amazing group of stages, it's all changed on the leaderboard. Sainz is out on top. Harry Robben-Pera in the 3rd Peugeot has taken advantage of the problems with the cars ahead and leapt into 2nd, while Loeb is 3rd.
Marcus, you've lost the lead in spectacular fashion. What happened?
No, it was one corner I maybe came too fast and I was sliding wide, and there was really a big stone in the bank. That's hard, really hard, and I thought we lost the whole rear axle, but no, it was there, but really difficult to drive the last 20 k's.
Meanwhile, Marco Martin's got some major repair work to do.
Marco, it's been a frustrating last couple of stages for you. What happened?
Yeah, they were not the easiest. We only had first 3 gears, and it was the last one was quite a long stage and very fast stage, so we lost quite a lot of time there.
Okay. Johnny, grab the back of the box. Come on, Johnny, wake up.
11 minutes. Is that it, Tom?
Just in the nick of time, he's out of service and back in the battle. The final stages are repeats of this morning's tests. This time there's more rocks on the road and it's far more treacherous. Richard Burns is one place closer to victory. All he needs to do is make up the 34 seconds that separate him from Sainz. It's a lot to ask, but he has the car and the talent to do it. Marcus Gronholm's down, but not out. He's pushing hard, believing he can pull off the comeback of the season. He wins the first of the 2 stages and edges closer to Burns. Harry Rovanperä is now the best of the Peugeots, but his hold on second place is so slim, less than 1 second. And in the fixed focus, Marco Martin is back in business, using all 6 gears and going flat out. A stage win confirms it's a great recovery from the driver and the car.
Keep in, maybe. 100, 3 plus left.
Now Martin has his eye on Carlos Sainz's lead. There's still 2 stages to go today, and if Martin continues like this, Sainz is going to be in danger. So the men to watch are Martin and Gronholm. Although it looks an impossible task for Gronholm, he'll enjoy putting pressure on Richard Burns, who's under a minute ahead. Stage 12, the rutted rock-strewn Villa Albertina 2 didn't have a great start for Burns. Out of sight of the camera, he's hit the back of the car, losing the rear windscreen and the spoilers hanging off. But his time is still good. But is it enough to beat Gronholm? The world champion knows he has an opportunity to take even more time out of his teammate and closest rival. He sets the fastest time on 12 and continues the charge on 13.
200. Oikein helppo. 120.
Gronholm approaches the end of the stage and once more he's faster than Burns. He'll be on a big charge tomorrow. So will Sebastian Loeb. He has Harry Rovanperä in his sights. There's just 8 seconds between the Citroen and the Peugeot. Gearbox problems coming back on Martin's car. It's a trouble-free run, and on the day's last stage, he sends a warning out to Sainz. The Spaniard's lead cut to just over 20 seconds. So it's going to be an action-packed day tomorrow. Martin's out to catch Sainz, and the fully focused Marcus Gronholm's looking for a miraculous recovery. Peter Solberg's back up in the points too. At the other end of the table, Francois Duval, Armand Schwartz and Didier Auriol are all battling to get into the points.
You're going to finish the day second, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We definitely lost quite a lot of time, but luckily everybody else did the same, so we are in a good position, but it's a long way to go and we have to keep pushing.
We lost a little bit of time on one of the stages in the middle of the day. But okay, we've been opening the road, and I don't know what position we're in until we see everybody else's time here. But okay, good clean run.
You must be very pleased to be leading at the end of the first day of the rally.
Yes, people is coming very fast behind now.
Are you a bit surprised to be the leader?
Well, I think everything is going fine for us, so we will see tomorrow.
Rally Argentina has tested every team member to the limit. Over the next 2 days, there's even more to come. Keep watching and pick the person you think deserves the Must-Have Star of the Rally trophy. If you can't wait till then for your rally updates, you can always click on WRC.com. Goodbye. podium on tarmac. And this weekend, the fearless Frenchman's favourite to win again. The twisting tarmac roads of Corsica demand commitment, confidence and bravery. And Burns' poor performance in San Remo leaves a big question mark over whether he can hold off his rivals. With just 3 rounds to go, Burns is far from safe. Lowe's just 2 points behind and Carlos Sainz is in the hunt too. They all need big points, but they're such a wealth of talent, it's going to be a tough job. Marco Martin thinks his Ford Focus is the fastest car in the WRC. The Estonian was the only man challenging Lowe in San Remo, expecting to be far away too. Although Marcus Gronholm's almost certainly lost his world crown, he'll still be fighting for big points in this spin. Very impressive on tarmac. Second in Germany and Sebastian Loeb in the running too. Then there's Peugeot's tarmac expert, Gio Panetti. He's fast, he's French, he's won in Corsica for the past 2 years. Being French is a very real advantage on this Mediterranean island. Frenchmen have won this event 14 out of the last 18 years. The stages are twist around the mountains above Ajaccio and technically very demanding. And this year, a third of them are brand new. First out, Richard Burns. He's come here determined to put the problems of San Remo behind him. It's a solid performance as sees him finish the morning in 5th. That's very good news for Sebastian Loeb. Frenchman's never competed here in a WRC car, but he's learning fast. He heads to service 2nd overall. Loeb's teammate Carlos Sainz has competed here 15 times before. Proves he's a serious contender to take the championship title. He's always driven well in this rally and is determined to claim another good result. After the first 3 stages, he's 3rd. But early honours go to Marco Martin. And it's the narrowest of leads, he's just 3 seconds ahead of Loeb. There's going to be yet another great battle between these 2 young drivers. Marcus Gronholm would love to be in the thick of that fight, but it appears that the 206 is no longer dominant on tarmac. And the reigning world champion must be looking forward to getting behind the wheel of the 307 car next year. Still, 4th overall's a good start.
Get the donkey.
Last year, Peugeot and Panizzi were invincible on tarmac, but the Frenchman can't seem to get in the fight this season. And it doesn't look good in Corsica. Panizzi's got gearbox problems and is claiming the car is virtually impossible to drive. And he's not the only one who's struggling. Solberg's having gearbox problems too.
By no minus arm long, opens 180.
When a new gearbox will be fitted,
Unseen, 6 right, tight, hairpin. Open, slippy exit.
So too is his Subaru teammate Tommy McRae. So 3 stages completed of WRC Rally de France via Imosat, and Marco Martin laid down the challenge to the French cars. Championship leader Richard Burns is 5th and nearly 10 seconds off the lead. But Skoda's Didier Auriol is nowhere to be seen. The 6 times Corsican winner retired at the start of stage 1 due to water shorting out the engine's electrics.
Richard, how has this rally started for you?
Pretty well. I think we were second in that first stage. We lost a little bit of time in the beginning of the second stage with the tyres a little bit cold. But no, good final one, and looking forward to going back into the same ones again.
No surprise that Marco Martin is very, very fast here.
No, it's not a big surprise, especially in the last from the 3 stages. It's a very fast and wide stage, and we know the Ford is fast on this condition. So, no, for the moment, it's okay.
Marco, you're leading the rally. Have you got the feeling for victory, though?
I think we are quite far away from the finish to think about winning it, but for sure we'll try our best. It's a lot better beginning than in San Remo. So we are 3 seconds in front, not some seconds behind. So we're in a good position at the moment.
The Subaru mechanics worked through the night fixing Petter Solberg's car, and now at service they've got the difficult task of having to change the gearbox against the clock.
3, 2, 1, go.
Petter, you feeling a little bit nervous behind the wheel this morning?
Of course, you know, if you don't feel anything from what happened yesterday, then you must be stupid. So, but I respect what I did yesterday, and then we just have to deal with it.
Mountain tops and mountain stages are installed for the drivers.
34 left line maybe.
Marco Martin starts this
3
afternoon,
right line
aiming
maybe.
to extend his rally lead.
3 minus left every line. 32 right here, gravel.
But the Estonian is trying a little too hard. That spin on the second run through Carchese proves costly.
Okay.
Martin loses nearly half a minute and
2
the
right
rally
here, gravel.
leads.
Right near finish, and 3 plus left.
That's because the lead is now taken over by Sebastian Loeb.
Le gauche combe au 90 sur gauche 100, ouvre turn 90, sur droite 90 non les rails, 50 mètres, attention droite
He's going to have a really hard fight in his hands to defend his lead, but he's been in these precious situations before and triumphed.
droite 60 plus étroit, droite 60 plus étroit et gauche 90 rails.
Richard Burns knows only too well that his championship lead is now under serious threat. Reigning world champion Marcus Gronholm had the ride height raised on his Peugeot at service. That's improved suspension travel on these bumpy Corsican roads, and now the Finn is much happier. He's third overall. This is one of François Duval's favourite rallies, and it shows. The 22-year-old Belgian is brimming in confidence.
25, long gauche 40, ferme fort. 40, ferme fort. Sur droite à fond, et frein 25. Droite 40, pas extérieur.
Sets a string of fast times and leaps up the leaderboard to second overall.
Sur droite 100, pas corde, et frein 25, gauche 43. Sur droite 60.
Duval's charge means his former teammate Carlos Sainz is in trouble. The Spaniard, who completed stage 1 as rally leader, despite the gearbox change in service, Petter Solberg is still struggling. And so too is Gilles Panizzi. It's unfamiliar territory for the Peugeot driver. He's suffered engine problems and he's finding the 206 very difficult to drive. He's so far down the leaderboard, it's unlikely he'll claim a third Corsica win in a row. Tommy Mäkinen's also having a frustrating day, and it gets even worse. The 4-times world champion jump starts on stage 4 and picks up a 10-second time penalty. Tony Gardemeister is now the sole Skoda survivor. His Skoda teammate Didier Auriol had an early retirement. After 6 of the 16 stages completed, the Finn is 13th and currently out of the points. So this is how it looks at the end of day 1. Gardemeister, Mäkinen but it's by the narrowest of margins. It's been a job well done for Francois Duval, but watch out. His teammate Marco Martin will be on the attack on day 2 in an attempt to retake the lead.
Marco, it started as a very good day for you. What happened?
And I think it finished as a very good day as well. We set many fastest times, but unfortunately on stage 4 I made a mistake. I came just a tiny bit too fast into the corner and it started to slide, and that was it. We are behind the leaders now quite a bit, but I think it's a long day tomorrow and can still try to catch up the time we lost.
Francois, this has been a very, very strong start for you today.
Yes, it's a very good start. Just this morning sleeping a little bit. The afternoon is very good time. It's very good confidence on the car. Good choice of tires. The condition is not easy. I like the difficult condition.
The 4 drivers are having a good day. 1 spin for Marco Martin, but they've really kept the pressure on you.
Yes, they seem to be very fast here, and it's not easy to make a difference. I push everything I can, and it's difficult to go faster. So, okay, we continue like this, and we'll see.
Overnight rain means day 2 is going to be a completely different rally for most of the crews. Tyre choice is going to be crucial, and most drivers have elected for slicks. Except Richard Burns. He's taken an intermediate tyre, and that means more tread. But it's a bad choice for the first stage of the day where the surface is drying. Marco Martin's chosen slicks, and it's the right choice. The Estonian sets the quickest time through a Patser. Snatches second place on his teammate Francois Duval. That takes some of the pressure off rally leader Sebastian Loeb. On to stage 8, and the rain is really lashing down. Undaunted by the downpour, Sebastian Loeb is really going for it. His Zara is completely stuck. The seconds are ticking away, and Loeb's desperately trying to get his car back on the road. Spectators come to his aid, but he's losing a massive amount of time. It's painful to watch, so what must it be like for Loeb? His chances of victory are gone, and it's a serious setback to his World Championship chances. Here comes Marco Martin. He started this stage second overall and is in a perfect position to retake the lead.
3 left. And 3 right long.
He brakes too late and locks up the wheels. The impact causes damaged suspension and a broken wheel. Martin stops to change the wheel, losing over 4 minutes in the process. That means the rally lead is handed to his Ford teammate, Francois Duval. But he's feeling the pressure from Carlos Sainz. He's safely through the stage and second. World Championship outsider Petter Solberg is also hoping to take advantage of Loeb and Martin's misfortune.
Slippy 1 right long, opens 30, surface.
Solberg's a little enthusiastic. That spin costs him 15 seconds, but he still manages to set a fast stage time. So 8 stages completed of WRC Rally de France via Imosat, and it's all changed at the top of the leaderboard. Francois Duval is the new leader. Solberg moves up from 6th to 3rd.
Petter, what about this long stage, 40 kilometers? What's the tyre choice going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be difficult because it's not raining here, and every people up in the mountain say that it's raining up there, and maybe this weather is coming up. It's a lottery, so hopefully we have taken the right tyre choice.
It's already been a tough day for the teams, and with the weather so changeable up in the Corsica mountains, there are yet more tough decisions to be made. Everyone's now going for wet weather tyres. Gilles Panizzi goes one step further. Extra cuts will help him clear the water and give him extra grip if it really rains. So 4 stages remain of day 2, and Francois Duval leads by over 10 seconds. But the weather's getting worse and the rain is pouring down. While Loeb is out of the running, championship leader Richard Burns is still in the hunt for some valuable points. But so far the Englishman has had an eventful rally, and on stage 9 he's dealt another blow. Burns will be happy just to get to the end of this rally with any points at all. He finishes day 2 fighting to stay in the points in 8th. Skoda's Tony Gardemeister is experiencing problems with the differentials on his Fabia. Only the rear one is working and the Finn is struggling with oversteering. It's making the Skoda very difficult to drive. Fellow Finn Tommy Mäkinen hasn't had the best of rallies either. The 4-times world champion is reported to be happy with his Subaru, but unhappy with his tyre choice. Gronholm has his sights set in a podium place. But he's another Finn to hit trouble.
Vase täys. Starta. Vase pitkä nopea. Oi.
His chances are severely dented during this off.
Ei pääse yli, siinä on betoni. Pitkä nopea, 9.
He ends the day 5th.
Up long, tightens.
Petter Solberg is the
into
winner
6
of the
left
tyre lottery.
200.
All the day's
Slippy
final
break in,
stages
keep out
are
6
run
right plus
in the
up long,
rain.
tightens cut 4, very slippy. Caution 30,
The
extra slippy
combination
mud,
of
cut
car,
1 left
driver
plus.
and
Up long,
Pirelli is leaving the opposition
2 right
standing.
Open 30,
It's
short 2
credit to
left,
the whole Subaru
opens
team
20, very
considering it
narrow,
was
short 2
doubtful
right,
whether Solberg
opens
would
of a
even
crest
start
40,
this rally.
narrow short 3
He's
left,
handling the slippery surfaces far
100,
better than
very
most
narrow,
of his
slippy short 2
rivals.
left plus. 60, line into unseen, 2 right minus tightens, 60, 6 right, keep in of a bump into 1 left, narrow, tightens over bridge, slippy.
Carlos Sainz is living up to his reputation as Mr. Consistency. This is one of his favourite rallies and it shows. But even the man they call El Matador can't match the pace of Solberg. And on stage 11 he drops behind the Norwegian to 3rd overall. Francois Duval has spent most of the day holding off his more experienced rivals. The young Belgian has done an excellent job to take the lead and hold on to it. But Solberg's Subaru is amazingly quick. The question is, can he take the lead at the last gasp? Let's compare his time with Duval on the final stage of the day.
Slippy. 2 left minus. Opens extra long, keep in. 50. Line to 6 left, tightens cut. 3 minus, tightens, keep in. 30.
Solberg's over 20 seconds faster than Duval. It's an unbelievable drive from the Norwegian who started the day down in 8th and has ended it in the lead. He'll be praying for more wet weather. So he holds nearly an 18-second lead, but will it be enough? A dry day is expected on the final day, putting him at a disadvantage with his Pirelli tyres and giving hope to the chasing pack.
You're thinking about the championship and those points you can get from this rally?
Championship is not over, the rally is not over. First we need to finish the rally, look where we are and keep pushing. Tomorrow still the rally is a difficult day, the conditions seems to be not clear for tomorrow as well, so we need to check it.
Do you feel tomorrow you can attack a lot and catch Petter Solberg?
Yes, for tomorrow it's necessary, it's completely dry to come back on Petter Solberg.
Do you feel that a lead of 17 seconds is enough to win tomorrow?
It doesn't matter if it's dry or wet, you know. In the wet, everything can happen, and in the dry, we struggle a little bit. But I don't see anything as a problem.
It's the final day, and Solberg's prayers for rain appear to have been answered as dawn breaks down in Ajaccio. Reports from up in the mountains, though, are that the stages are dry, so everyone chooses to go out on slicks. After his disaster on day 2, Sebastian Loeb starts the day in 14th. With only a week to go to Catalonia, he lays down a marker to his championship rivals. He wins all of the day's 4 stages.
Sur gauche 80 millions, 80 mètres, gauche à fond sur frein.
Marco Martin suffered from driver error on day 2, but day 3 saw the return of mechanical problems.
Error gear messages. 30 flat right long, 70 flat.
His automatic gearbox forces him to disengage the handbrake and use the lever as a manual gear shift. Things go from bad to worse when he crashes out of the rally on the penultimate stage. Richard Burns led the championship going into this event, but a lacklustre performance here has seen him relinquish that position. Out of sorts for the first 2 days, Burns and co-driver Robert Reid complained of feeling sick on day 3. Perhaps it's the thought of handing the initiative to his rivals with only 2 rallies left. Tommy Macklin gives teammate Petter Solberg a hand by keeping Burns at bay all day. The Finn is 7th. Gilles Panizzi is not happy with the setup of his 206. He's unable to match his excellent second place in San Remo, but he does finish 6th, giving Peugeot valuable championship points. Colin McRae battles with Marcus Gronholm all day for 4th place, but after 3 days of grueling stages, the Scot loses sight of the Finn. So Marcus Gronholm finishes only his 5th rally of the year. He's out to the Drivers' Championship, but he too scores valuable points for Peugeot as he beats McRae. Francois Duval had led the rally on day 2. He goes into the final day desperate to hold off the challenge of Carlos Sainz. It's a fascinating battle between the youth of Duval and the experience of Sainz. Duval is over 10 seconds ahead going into the final stage. Carlos Sainz will surely just be happy to take the 3rd place he needs for the lead in the championship. But Carlos proves that he's not just Mr. Consistency. He sets a blistering time, steals 2nd place, and takes a 3 points lead in the championship. Petter Solberg completes an astonishing rally. After his roll at Shakedown, he was lucky to even start here. Taking the lead late on day 2, he drives like a champion to claim his 1st ever tarmac win, and more importantly, takes 2nd in the championship. Confirmation then of an incredible performance by Solberg and his mechanics. Carlos Sainz pips Francois Duval to claim 2nd, but Duval is more than happy to finish on the podium. A triumphant Petter Solberg returns to service to celebrate with his Subaru team.
Incredible, all of you. I must say, thank you very much.
Petter, this must be a very, very special victory for you.
It's been very hard weekend, and to win on tarmac and especially what happened on Thursday, it's incredible. You know, I don't have words, guys. You know, because everything is just because of my mechanics who have been working so hard.
Carlos, a very, very good weekend for you, leading the World Rally Championship now.
Yeah, it has been a good weekend. Nice 8 points and good also for the Manufacturer Championship. So it has been good.
Petter Solberg thinks he can win the championship this year. Can you do it?
Well, we are trying since the beginning. I'm sure he has a good chance, but also we have a good chance. So we will see what's happened now in Catalonia. I hope we can do well there.
It's all changed in the driver standings as Sainz takes a 3-point lead into his home event, Catalonia. Solberg's right back in the thick of the title fight, with Burns and Loeb still very much in with a shout. After an enthralling time, Catalonia is only a week away. Join us for all the action for one of the closest title races ever. season, but now that lead is under serious threat. Sebastian Loeb's won 3 rallies this year, all of them on tarmac, and this weekend the fearless Frenchman's favourite to win again. The twisting tarmac roads of Corsica demand commitment, confidence and bravery, and Burns' poor performance in San Remo leaves a big question mark over whether he can hold off his rivals.
I don't know how he is in his head, but I think now he knows that we are not far behind him, and I think he will try to push more for the championship.
He manages quite well with pressure generally. I'm not here to play mind games with other people. If he wins, he wins, and I will be the first to congratulate him.
With just 3 rounds to go, Burns is far from safe. Loeb's just 2 points behind, and Carlos Sainz is in the hunt too. They all need big points, but there's such a wealth of talent, it's going to be a tough job. Marco Martin thinks his Ford Focus is the fastest car in the WRC. The Estonian was the only man challenging Loeb in San Remo, expecting to be fast here too. Although Marcus Gronholm's almost certainly lost his world crown, he'll still be fighting for big points, and this Finn is very impressive on tarmac. Second in Germany and second here last year, he should be in the running too. Then there's Peugeot's tarmac expert, Gilles Panesi. He's fast, he's French, and he's won in Corsica for the past 2 years. Being French is a very real advantage on this Mediterranean island. Frenchmen have won this event 14 out of the last 18 years. The stages that twist around the mountains above Ajaccio are technically very demanding, and this year a third of them are brand new. First out, Richard Burns. He puts the problems of San Remo behind him and immediately sets a good time. Next up, Sebastian Loeb. This is the first time he's driven here in a WRC car. The Frenchman is slower than Burns to Cacchese, as he's watched by a spectator of the 4-legged variety. In contrast, Loeb's teammate Carlos Sainz has competed here 15 times before. The Spaniard proves he's a serious contender to take the championship title by setting the quickest time to take a narrow lead over Burns. He's always driven well on this rally, and he's determined to claim another good result. Marco Martin proved in Italy the Ford Focus has the pace to win on tarmac, and it's a good start, he's third quickest. Solberg is lucky to even be on the start line. Testing his final setup for the rally, he lost control of his Impreza as he hit loose gravel on the road. The damage was so severe that the Norwegian was offered the car of his teammate Tommy Macklin, but Subaru mechanics successfully worked through the night with the boys in a local panel beater shop, so Petter could start the rally. But no such problems for Marcus Gronholm, who's been competitive on tarmac all year.
The sound and grab on these tarmac roads is something that drivers have to look out for. On these narrow roads, there is no room for error.
Oikein pitkä nopea kirraa. 4 ja vasen nopea.
The drivers can go from the best grip on pure tarmac to no grip on this sanded gravel. Just a few inches off line, and the driver can easily lose a wheel off his rally car. This rally has a history of bad accidents. Safety improvements have been made, but it's still a very daunting challenge for the world's best drivers.
Gronholm safely negotiates the stage, and his teammate Gilles Panizzi also makes a cautious start on his favourite surface. Peugeot's tarmac expert is surprisingly off pace and down in 9th. And over 7 seconds behind the early pace setter and rally leader Carlos Sainz. But already the competition is close. Just 2.7 seconds separate the top 7 drivers. But Skoda's Didier Auriol is nowhere to be seen. The 6 times Corsican winner retired at the start of stage 1 due to water shorting out the engine's electrics.
The majority of all the Corsican stages are held in the mountains and are generally very twisty. The drivers with good power in their engines will benefit on the uphill sections. In the many villages they pass through, there are added dangers. There's curbstones, walls and fences right at the roadsides. On the downhill section to the sea, it's all about commitment. That'll make a big difference. Clean lines and smooth braking will bring a fast time.
With so many different surfaces requiring different levels of grip, the drivers face a real challenge at stage 2. And it seems that all is not going according to plan for championship leader Richard Burns.
Fast right, 10 fast right, 15 fast left, plus long, 30 fast left long, and easy left, 16.
Overall. But it's onwards and upwards for championship rival Sebastian Loeb. To believe he's never driven this stage before, but once again his ability will show through.
Et 310 start pas corde sur attention.
The Frenchman is fastest through Bicco and poses a big threat to rally leader Carlos Sainz. And that's because the Spaniard can't match the pace of his younger teammate on this 15-kilometer test. He's 2 and a half seconds slower. Sainz's former teammate Marco Martin has only competed here twice before.
4 plus right,
but
long,
how
long.
quick is he compared to his rivals?
50, 40, 4 plus left.
Martin started stage 2 just 1.6 seconds behind rally leader Sainz,
right.
so he needs to set a stage time of 10:05.4 to
right
challenge for the outright lead.
Right here.
But by the narrowest of margins, he
Clear
now leads
stage.
the rally by just 1/10 of a second. But there's drama
J'ai le concurrent 19 qui est parti, il n'a pas pris son carnet, il l'a laissé sur la table, on a essayé de le rappeler afin de le faire stopper.
They head back to the stage finish. Time card in hand, they set off once again to the next stage. Marco Martin hot on their heels. So Martin's the new rally leader, but only just. 0.3 of a second separates the top 3 drivers. And with the 2 Citroens going so well, that's bad news for Burns. The championship leader drops down to 6th. And so on stage 3, the longest test of the day. Sebastian Loeb is suffering with brake problems. But this is the only stage on day 1 that he has previous knowledge of, and it pays off as he snatches 2nd place from teammate Marco Martin claims the focus is going well and is growing in confidence with each stage. The rally leader started stage 3 under immense pressure from Sainz and Loeb, and so he can't afford to relax for a second. So can Martin react to the pressure? Let's compare his time with Loeb.
40, flat left tightens to 3 plus.
He's over 3 seconds faster. That's impressive considering the stage was just 17 kilometers long, and it means he extends his overall lead to over 3 seconds. Last year Peugeot had a clean sweep of the podium. 12 months on, and it's very much a different story. Richard Burns was 3rd in 2002, but this year he can't match the pace of the Citroens and the Fords. But after a lackluster performance in San Remo, he seems a lot more at ease in Corsica. He has a lot more confidence and is aiming for a much better result. And so too is Marcus Gronholm, who retired in Italy. reigning world champion must be looking forward to getting behind the wheel of the 307 car next year. Peugeot and Panizzi on tarmac was always the winning partnership, but the Frenchman can't seem to get in the fight this season. And it doesn't look good in Corsica. Panizzi's got gearbox problems and is claiming the car is virtually impossible to drive. And he's not the only one who's struggling. Solberg has already had an eventful rally.
Left minus arm long,
stage 3, the
opens
electronic
180.
gear change on his Impreza starts
Unseen,
playing up.
6 right tightens hairpin.
No doubt Solberg can't wait to get back to service.
Opens the
When a new
exit.
gearbox will be fitted, but at the moment he's way off the pace. And so too is his Subaru teammate Tommy Lackner. He's down in 11th. McRae isn't doing much better. That's put him in 8th place.
There's a lot of talk about the power of the new Ford Focus. In a sport where the smallest differences can give a big advantage, it is thought that the Ford's engine has the edge on its competitors. Here all the top cars seem to be neck and neck as far as power is concerned. So maybe it's the whole package: throttle response, the new suspension, and the ability of Ford's leading driver.
So 3 stages completed of WRC Rally de France via Immarsat, and Marco Martin extends his lead to over 3 seconds ahead of Loeb. Championship leader Richard Burns is 5th and nearly 10 seconds off the lead.
Richard, how has this rally started for you?
Pretty well. I think we were second in that first stage. We lost a little bit of time in the beginning of the second stage with the tyres a little bit cold. But no, good final one, and looking forward to going back into the same ones again.
No surprise that Marco Martin is very, very fast here.
No, it's not a big surprise, especially in the last from the 3 stages. It's a very fast and wide stage, and we know the Ford is fast on this condition. So, no, for the moment, it's okay.
Marco, you're leading the rally. Have you got the feeling for victory, though?
I think we are quite far away from the finish to think about winning it, but for sure we'll try our best. It's a lot better beginning than in San Remo. We are 3 seconds in front, not some seconds behind. So we're in a good position at the moment.
Three, two, one, go.
Pet, are you feeling a little bit nervous behind the wheel this morning?
Of course, you know, if you don't feel anything from what happened yesterday, then you must be stupid. So, but I respect what I did yesterday, and
Corsica is known as the rally of 10,000 corners due to the nature of the terrain, so concise pace notes are even more important than usual.
In the last rally, Richard Burns had real problems with his pace notes.
I can't drive this car at these notes.
So for Corsica, he has asked his co-driver Robert Reid to change his approach.
I like having a lot of information, and if he can read comfortably and I can take the information in, then that's the limit, and I think the limit is here. I think I tried to simplify things a bit too much in San Remo, and that caused me problems, so I'm back to how I used to be.
10,
His
right
pace notes
plus,
describe
to
the speed
flat
and
left
the
at
line he has
-20,
to
flat
take
left
around each
minus,
corner,
to flat
and
left
also
long
the
40,
distance
easy
of the
left 2,
straights
easy left
between
20,
them.
K right, plus long, 70, K left,
Listen
plus
to Reid's
long, 10, K
instructions as
left,
they
plus
approach this left-hand
80,
bend.
K right.
We have just heard him call K right as they go around a left-hand corner. That's because Reed is calling the next corner to his driver, which is highlighted. Now listen to Reed as they approach the next sequence of corners.
Slow K left, long 30, K right plus 70, K left and K left in long 100.
Reed is calling one corner ahead to allow Burns to adjust
K
his
right,
speed
10,
and line.
K right tighten.
Complicated and absolutely
10, K
vital.
right.
The pace
Long,
note information and how it's delivered
60,
is crucial for
flat left,
fastest
50,
stage
fast
times
left plus in
and
long,
rally
2
victories.
easy left long, 80.
Mountain tops and mountain stages are in store for the drivers.
34 left line maybe.
Marco Martin starts
And
this
3
afternoon
right line
aiming
maybe.
to extend his
50.
rally lead.
3 minus left every line. 32 right here gravel.
But the Estonian is trying a little too hard. That spin on the second run through Cacese proves costly. Martin loses nearly half a minute and
right
the
here,
rally
gravel.
lead.
And 3 plus left.
After stage 4, he drops down to 7th. But on stage 5, he makes a remarkable comeback to go quickest and move up to 6th.
We had just a spin and couldn't find the reverse. So luckily spectators pushed us a bit further back and then we could continue.
Martin's misfortunes have worked in Sebastian Loeb's favour, but the Frenchman had better watch out as his rivals are chasing him down. But yet again, Loeb is very impressive on a stage he's never contested before. He increases his rally lead to 5 seconds on stage 5. Marcus Gronholm had the right height raised on his Peugeot at service. Improving suspension travel on these bumpy Corsican roads, and now the Finn is much happier. On stage 4, Gronholm moves up to 2nd overall and is now Loeb's closest contender. This is one of Francois Duvau's favourite rallies, and it shows. The 22-year-old Belgian is brimming in confidence after finishing 5th in Italy, and he's a real mover on this opening day in Corsica.
Long gauche 40, ferme fort. 40, ferme fort. Sur droite à fond, ultra 25. Droite 40 ouvre, pas extérieur.
And 4 different winners.
Pour gauche 70, ferme. Sur droite 100, pas corde. Ultra 25, gauche 43. Sur droite 60.
Challenging Gronholm for 2nd place.
My car is perfect, good setting. Just for the last stage, maybe the tires just a limit. For the rest, it's okay. Just a little bit one banks on the front left, change the wheels now.
Duvau's charge means that his former teammate Carlos Sainz is in trouble. The Spaniard who completed stage 1 as rally leader slips to 4th on the 2nd run through Vico. Peter Solberg's also struggling. Despite the Subaru mechanics changing the gearbox at service, it doesn't seem to have made much difference. Gilles Panizzi has won the awards 2 years in a row, but so far he's had a day he'd rather forget. It's unfamiliar territory for the Peugeot driver. On stage 5, he drops even further down the leaderboard to 10th. Tommy Mäkinen's also having a frustrating day. And it gets even worse. The 4-times world champion jump starts on stage 4 and picks up a 10-second time penalty. After the early retirement of his teammate Didier Auriol, Tony Gardemeister is now the sole Skoda survivor. But after 5 of the 16 stages completed, the Finn is 13th and currently out of the points. Gronholm, but he's facing pressure from Francois Duval, who's just half a second behind.
This is the second run through the stage where Marco Martin was fastest this morning, even though he felt he wasn't driving very well. He will be looking to continue his charge, and the Focus is clearly working well on these island roads. Rally leader Sebastian Loeb should be comfortable in the knowledge he had a second fastest time in here earlier today, and will be expecting to hold on to his rally lead.
And so to the final stage of the day.
Is Russell there? Speak to him.
Seems to have forgotten his problems in Italy, and yet he still can't match the pace of his rivals here in Corsica. But the Englishman ends the day in 6th place, so he's on course for some valuable championship Sebastian Loeb. Yet again, the Frenchman has driven brilliantly on an event he hardly knows. But Loeb's lead is slim. He's far from safe and will have to fight right to the finish to claim his 4th victory of the season. Loeb's immediate threat is the young Belgian Francois Duval, who continues to move up the leaderboard.
Long gauche 87, Mosaïque Gravier. Pour long droit de 100, 25 gauche 80 tenir.
In the final stage of the day, Duval moves ahead of Marcus Gronholm to claim 2nd overall.
25, long gauche 80 ouvre.
Meanwhile, his teammate Marco Martin is the It's a bumpy ride, especially for his co-driver Michael Park.
55 minus left close. Easy, sunshine. 55 plus right and 3 plus left.
But despite this moment, the Estonian sets the quickest time on stage 6 and claws back yet another place. Martin ends the day 5th overall and 18.5 seconds behind Loeb. With 2 days of rallying to go, he can still catch the Frenchman.
Marco, it started as a very good day for you. What happened?
And I think it finished as a very good day as well. We set many fastest times, but unfortunately on stage 4 I made a mistake. I came just tiny bit too fast into the corner and it started to slide, and that was it. We are behind the leaders now quite a bit, but I think it's a long day tomorrow and can still try to catch up the time we lost.
Francois, this has been a very, very strong start for you today.
Yes, it's a very good start. Just this morning sleeping a little bit. The afternoon it's very good time. It's very good confidence on the car. Good choice of tires. The condition is not easy. I like the difficult condition.
4 drivers are having a good day. 1 spin for Marco Martin, but they've really kept the pressure on you.
Yes, they seem to be very fast here, and it's not easy to make a difference. I push everything I can, and it's difficult to go faster. So, okay, we continue like this, and we'll see.
Loeb leads, but it's by the narrowest of margins. It's been a job well done for Francois Duval, but watch out, his teammate Marco Martin will be on the attack tomorrow in an attempt to retake the lead. Thrill has filled twists and turns, running the France lived up to its reputation. Loeb leads, but it could be closer. Stick with us tomorrow for all the action on day 2.
És 100 fölfele. 100 fölfele, jobb 2 tempó, 20-ra bal 2 tempó, 25-ra bal 2 tempó, 25-ra bal 2 szűk, bal 2 szűk, és bal 2, majd 50-re jobb 2,